You guys. I don't have a camera from you guys, I can't see nothing. Oh, there we go. There we go. Whatever. Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I am your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
And we are all over the place. I am not there. Yeah. I'm an illusion. I'm a ghost.
Ghosties.
Sweet, dude.
Ghost in the machine. And we are in the studio, sort of. Dave's there live, hanging out with the boys. And we've got Jason calling in from LA, where everybody's focused on right now. I don't think anybody's not looking at what's going on there, which is just unbelievable. So we couldn't not talk about it, but at the same time, obviously, we're not trying to have another show. We're not trying to do a whole show based on just the destruction and craziness that's going on there, because that could go on for days, of course. But we do want to figure out, because still in the middle of it all, but there's a huge cannabis industry in LA, a huge one. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this affects businesses that are literally gone and burned to the ground, and how many grows and how many, who knows what. There's so much to unwrap and unpack in this sort of situation. So we got that going on. Dave, I don't know if Dave contacted some more of our LA bedroom, but if there is anybody out there that wants to call in, we'll put the number in the chat, or we'll link in the chat, and you guys can tell us what's going on, because we didn't want to put people on the spot and be like, hey, come on in and tell us how you lost everything. But
I reached out to some people, and the response was resoundingly, now is not the time.
That's what I figured. Yeah. I mean, of course, but at the same time, if there is anybody who has,
if there's anyone, let me know. I'll get you the chat. I'm on Instagram and pretty much everywhere as Face of Base. You can DM me there, and I'll send you a link.
Dave, isn't that normal when you ask people to do stuff, they just say it's not the time?
No, actually, believe it or not, using the name of the show has worked out quite well to get people to come on camera for over the years. But tonight, this one was.
It's still
way too
literally hot. It's still literally
it's
hot.
Right.
It's still happening. It's crazy.
There was a little, if there's ever any humor in anything like this, there was an interesting video that is surfacing right now that you can look up. For those of you who are our age, we grew up in the 80s with a bunch of movies called Police Academy. And they were just the, stupid humor.
It was pre-Naked Gun stuff, basically.
Dude. Yeah, and it was about a Los Angeles police force. And anyway, Steve Gutenberg played Mahoney, the lead character, the jack-off and everything. And I'm listening to the Howard Stern show yesterday or the day before, and I must have missed when they introed that this was Steve Gutenberg. But you literally hear him giving an interview on the side of the road to a reporter while the fires are raging everywhere. Him really emotionally telling everyone that if, God forbid, you abandon your car on the side of the road, which so many people did and fled, you have to leave your keys in the car, because what happens is emergency services can't get through. And
I know.
whole
They
neighborhoods,
bulldozed everybody. They bulldozed him out of the way. It was like, whoa.
So I'm listening to the voice, and I'm like, I fucking know this voice. This is Mahoney. This is Steve Gutenberg, and he's talking, giving this thing, saying, "Listen, you leave your keys in the car, and I'll move your car." And Howard Stern's like, when we finally realize it's Steve Gutenberg, he's like, that's the amazing thing. You can get an actor to move your car in L.A. during a fire. And that was a little humor to it. So if you are fans of the Howard Stern show, they gave the fires a fair amount of coverage, and they played that interview in its entirety. And I guess the guy can't get work right now, but somebody should hire him. If there's somebody in the movie industry that actually listens to our show, put Steve Gutenberg in a movie. Just saying. I like the guy.
Dave will go see Dave will go see that movie. So
I didn't say that.
customer.
I didn't say that.
Yep.
I'm just saying put him in a movie.
Yes. And but my school burned down. So basically, like, I'm getting the reports like, oh yeah, your elementary school burned down. It's like, great. So it's just, we lived in Pacific Palisades. We lived in Santa Monica, both. So both of our houses, we have the Hartzell Drive one, which was in Pacific Palisades, and then we were just kind of right in. When I looked at the thing, I was like, holy shit, that is like, we're in the red. We're not even in the mild zone, we're in the red zone. So that I already had a feeling. And then Ace was like, yep, I just heard your school burned down. I was like, fuck. There you go. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's gonna be really, really.
When you called me yesterday, and you're like, we should probably cover this and give it some airtime, I wasn't even thinking until you opened the show talking about the potential loss to the cannabis industry. I'm just thinking about people's homes. Didn't even dawn on me.
That's the first thing you're going to think of course, is people's homes and lives and things. But then, of course, now in our world, it's like, hey, wait a minute. There's a lot of businesses based in LA. I mean, tons. It's pretty much the retail epicenter of cannabis for America right now.
That's a terrible, terrible shame right now, what's going on there. But anyway, if there is somebody out there who wants to call in, Jason Beck will call in, but he's going to come on with
hot
and heavy with his California's better than everywhere attitude, which is
well, I don't know. I mean, he might be slipping in the row of polls these days. There might be some slight slippage.
He's actually going through a milestone with High at 9 News right now. He just secured, and we should have him teach us a good advertising contract from somebody who's going to be doing regular. But he's going to record a commercial, which is so un-Adam Dunn show, recording anything, let alone a commercial that can be played over and over again. But that is an interesting concept we might want to explore.
Yeah, we just let Mark stumble through the live reads.
What live? You don't do that live.
The show for they don't. I know. They literally want to see the precision and perfection of the Adam Dunn Show advertising.
Yeah.
The show is named after ads, dude. Come on, that's what our whole show is. It is ads. Well, nothing but ads 24/7.
When I first started, right? That's what everyone used to say is like, I don't listen to that show anymore because it's just one ad after another. And I'm thinking to myself, what show are they watching? Because it's not this one. We wait until the end, and then we do them all at once. So maybe you signed up late.
Yeah.
And that was that. Oh, but speaking of ads, Yo Tips, baby.
See, look at you, right out of the gate.
I love
straight
this
into
product.
the ads. Straight into the ads. That's how it goes.
I spoke to somebody today about this. They couldn't believe that it took this long for a product like this to get created. But you would think that everybody would be copying them right now, which I'm happily to say they're not. Yo Tips is still the only one that makes a safe smoking tip. So go to yotip.com, buy some Yo Tips.
Well, the key for everybody who isn't familiar with the product is that it's your own personal tip. It's not like you just pass, because there's a lot of people go, oh, I use this glass ones, and I use that's like, okay, that's cool. If you're sitting by yourself and you have a glass tip, that's fine, because what I always ended up with, I was in a circle with people, and the last guy would like just throw it away, and you'd be like, that's a $10 fucking glass piece right there, or whatever, 50, So easier to have your own, smoke a couple times, then you toss it. It's birch, no big deal.
Done deal.
Birch meaning fast growing and farmed. So
And Mark, how long do we have you tonight since the Nets are in town, right?
You know everything. Wow, great job.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I actually.
You didn't even know?
I didn't even know that, Dave.
You did not know that.
I've been so into the show today. I wanted to be here since this morning when I saw the card. I was like, dude, this is going to be a great show.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
The card gave that one away.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. So I'm here. And I haven't even looked at Nuggets. I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm about to find out.
Yeah, because now I see you
tonight at 7. So, yeah.
All right. So you don't miss
me. So, yeah. Then Mark will be gone.
Yeah. At 7, I'll be gone.
That point of the show.
Yeah.
At 7, I'll be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was your week, Mark?
Great.
Was it?
Really? You're so verbose.
Well, my car's broke, and I have to buy a new car. It's all stupid.
You didn't see that last week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Something happened. What happened?
My transfer case broke, and they don't know if there's a transmission problem behind it, and it's $3,800 fix, and I only owe $300 on the car, so it's like, I'm not going to do all that, but I might just get the part replaced and then trade it in.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Or sell it to some other sucker.
You can't go to a push pull or drag it.
Mechanic special, because there's a lot of good shit on the car still, you know what I mean? And it's not, it's pretty high mileage, but whatever. Car, whatever. What kind of weed you guys smoke this week?
Car bad.
Any
car
good
bad.
shit?
I brought some
Vinny had the same.
RS11.
Vinny had a car week. Vinny had a car week too.
Vinny had nails in his things and all kinds of shit.
He was riding around with his little compressor, and then he decided to go and take care of it all. And tell him a story, Vinny. Tell him how great it was.
He's not even here right now.
He's not even there.
He's preparing
well, Vinny,
barbecue.
I'll give it. I compress it down to.
He
went in, and it was like a quarter inch past the point where they can fix it. You know what I mean? To the outside of the tire, the classic where you're like, sorry, man,
it's not in the repairable zone.
It's like,
are you fucking kidding me? They pulled a sidewall issue on him.
And it wasn't even. It was like a quarter inch out. Like the guy's like, I wish I could do it, but I can't. And it's just like, and I said, dude, you got to take it down to the Mexican guy down the road.
That guy
they'll do it in a heartbeat. They don't care if it's in the side, going through anything. They'll fix it for you.
Fix it up.
$5. $5.
Now I guess we have to issue a disclaimer right now that the views and comments of Adam do not express the views and comments of the Adam Dunn
I'm trying
Show.
to give them business. I'm giving the Mexican
with the racist comment. Take it to the Mexican guy. Come on.
You can't say it is racist to say that Mexican guys fix tires cheap. I mean, that's what they do. What do you mean no? It is true, Dave. Right. You go to the Big O Tire and they tell you forget about it, and then you drive 2 blocks around the corner and you see a sign that says tires with a stack of old tires out front.
Yeah.
And you can just be like, dude, can you do this? They're like,
yes,
of course. And you're like, no problem. They're not gonna guarantee it and say, hey, buddy, take me to court. No.
Well, at least you said yes and didn't say C. Okay, so good. You didn't carry that one on.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I said yes. Welcome to America.
So, you know what we have just around the corner?
What's up?
I mean, it's January 10th right now. Exactly 2 months from tonight is the opening bell at Spannabis in Barcelona.
Holy shit.
That crept up really fucking fast. Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah. Really fast.
I don't think our buddy from fucking Grove Bags, I don't think Lance has even got off a plane since then, right? He's been on the plane ever since. I think every single time I look at his posts, he's flying into somewhere else, like Chile, or he's
he just wrote me 5 minutes ago and said, I'm on a plane for another 2 hours.
That's what I mean. He's never off of a fucking plane, that guy. Yeah. Like every time I look, he's either landing or taking off, or he's at some event. So
we did get invited to Hawaii at the end of the month. Unfortunately, it didn't come with a budget, for us to travel or anything.
That would have helped. Yeah.
Got
I love when people invite you to Hawaii all the time.
Well, no, it's our boy Aaron at Big Island Genetics. He actually sent me a book
that you're supposed to give me, and he already contacted me and was wondering why I haven't read it. Gave him a big review yet, and I was like, well, I don't know. Dave usually just doesn't really bring those things around until the last second.
You hold on a sec. I'm going to give you some context here.
Yeah.
Now, what book do you think he sent, and what is the medium he delivered it to me in?
I would hope it would. I would imagine it would be digital, because that would be easier.
So he sent it to Dave at adamdunnshow.com, and I got it. So I'm just wondering, Aaron, I love you, buddy. Now, hear me out here for a second. We try to, discourage any telemarketers from figuring out our email addresses. But now that you know mine, if you wanted to send something to Adam, what do you think his email might be?
Oh, don't send it to that one. I'll never see that.
So you can send. I'll press forward on the email.
Thanks, Dave.
In just a moment. And
thank you.
And send it, because that forward button, it's shit. I guess I could click the button. I'll do that. I will.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
because he wants me to wants me to add a little bit of my flair to that little inside cover Adam Dunn bump.
I told him he should have waited to publish to get you to write the forward.
I know. Come on, what's he thinking?
Yeah.
What is that guy thinking?
I think it was the lack of thinking that was occurring right there.
Whoa. So yes, Hawaii show, end of the month. Is it end of the month or is it next month?
No, I think it's actually not even the end of the month. I think it's like he said the 21st. So that's less than 2 weeks away.
Well, we ain't going to that. How's that? If I can't take the RV, we're not going. So there you go. If it was RVable, we would have possibly been there. Right, Vinnie? He's not there.
No, he's kind of here walking around. But, when you mention the RV, I know I might be breaking my own character here, but I got to give a thank you to Jan. And I'm not going to use his nickname. To Jan Carlos. You really fucking came through. I mean, really did. You have to understand, anyone listening, the relationship that we have with Jan. It can sort of be described as an ongoing train wreck.
It's very brotherly love. It's one of those things where you got to make fun of basically Dave and me. Like we have to do make fun of Dave when I walk. The minute I see him till the minute I leave, it's on. It's Big Dummy, same thing.
He did great.
He calls him Jan. I call him Big Dummy. But
I'll call him Big Dummy. But now,
the reason that Big Dummy came through so well is because he completely bought that thing entirely on it for himself as a big bachelor thing. So we basically are living the spoils of a guy midlife crisis going out and buying himself every little dumb thing he could buy for a fucking RV. And at the end, it was like, you could have it. So half the shit wasn't even opened. It wasn't even installed yet. So I'm like, beautiful. This is a dream come true. So Studio will live on. Speaking of Studio, we got Uncut Bush is coming down.
When? When is he coming
next?
down?
I think next week he's going to be here.
Really?
He's going to come and take a look at the Jenny for me, because I was already like, I tried to do the fix, and I was like, you know what? When someone tells you that they'll come and do it for you, I was like, that's what you want, because it is not designed. I don't know what it is. RVs are huge, but they decide to make everything really hard to get to. You're like, okay, this is really weird. Like they give you this much room on the top of the Jenny to play with, and you're like, it took me like a good hour to change the spark plug, and I was like, oh my god, this is like nightmare. Just the angles and the getting your arms in the right spot. So I was like, if he wants to come down and help us out, that's super cool. So what I think I'm gonna do is he comes down, we do the show, and then on Saturday probably drive down to go down to the hot springs, take it for a cruise, go see the crew down there, go see Kyle Strap, because that Uncut likes to go see Strap when he's in town. So that would be the plan. Big plans.
All right, let's get back to Spannabis then. Spannabis, for anyone who really wants to experience it, you need to get there a couple of days early, Monday or Tuesday. There's tons of events. We'll have Fang on in a week or so to discuss what he'll be doing with the Organic Cup. Lots of shit to do. Everyone should go check out Requiem Genetics, Requiem Seeds on Instagram and their website. They are going to crush it this year. I have a little insight into what they're entering into the competition, and I'm pretty sure last year they won 4 awards. I can see them taking far more this year with what's going on. But
nice.
Yeah, anybody out there who is an American Airlines flyer, I'd be interested in understanding their rewards program. So you feel free to reach out to me. I'd like to find out how an upgrade works, because I found a little thing where I could like actually buy their platinum emerald status for 120 days. And I'm just wondering if it's going to be worth it. So anybody out there, hit me up. I would love to hear from you.
Dave has turned his back on Southwest. Fucking Southwest.
They don't fucking fly to. They don't fly to Europe.
Oh, hey.
They don't even co-share with anybody.
No.
But it's either that or it's Fly United with a fucking chance of getting thrown on a Lufthansa flight. And
ooh, don't be scared.
Oh, I would rather. You understand my history with Lufthansa of what happened last time and last year. I'm not doing it again. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. And plus, you know how they feel about my people. You know what I mean? I don't know if I get treated very well on that airline. Oh, look, I don't even have an ashtray either. I suck. Oh, look at that. Ask and ye shall receive. So, are you going to try to make it to Spannabis, Adam?
I mean, that was the original plan. I think so, because I got I'm sure with the hippos are going to want to go. All the hippos are going to be ready to roll. So, Hippo Squad must probably represent, I'd imagine. I can see that being a mandatory trip almost.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are we going to we should throw an event?
Definitely. Well, we have our buddy Alberto, of course, and a few other angles. I'm sure if we wanted to work it out with the right crew over there, but definitely. We will keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out where we can collab with somebody else. We're not putting it all on ourselves because it's always a pain in the ass. You know?
It's very expensive too.
It is. It is. So someone else will be doing something, and we will sit up in the corner like we always do.
You bring the red wagon and sell some seeds?
I will bring the wagon.
You really going to bring the wagon to Spain? You're not going to bring the wagon to Spain. Come on.
Of course he will.
Dave, no, don't fucking threaten me like that. I will do it.
I'm going to throw the gauntlet down, man.
You'd be like, what? You don't think I'm going to take the fucking thing? I'm taking it, Dave. I don't care how big and stupid it is.
I'm going to do it all from a carry-on. I'm not checking luggage this fucking year. It's, no, the chance. No. I know Lufthansa. Fuck them.
Wow. Okay.
When I take a dab, you're not supposed to take a drink of your coffee. You're supposed to fill, and then you drink coffee, and then I fill, and then we banter back and forth a little bit.
I saw what you're doing, and I was like, you know what? I'm going for it.
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
You thought Mark was going to jump in for the assist?
Nah. I figured Mark would do it because he's usually on point. Oh, you know what's funny, Mark? You know what's funny? The other day,
what's that?
I'm trying to think what podcast it was, but they were talking about. Oh, it was on a No Agenda, and they were talking about how Rogan has kind of created his own formula, and like how they're trying to we need our own Rogans, right? Like everybody's trying to fucking come up, and it's like, and then he made a joke about how it's just him and his producer. Basically, it's just him and Jamie. You know what I mean? There's really nothing else. There's no corporation or anything like that. And then he said and then every podcast, they all have their own Jamies now. Everyone's got their own Jamie. And I was just like, dude, we fucking got the shitty Jamie.
Yeah, we got shitty Jamie.
And we started that shit.
Yeah.
We started the shitty Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
You started the shitty Jamie.
Yeah, we started shitty Jamie. No, he did. He called himself shitty Jamie.
I did call myself shitty Jamie. It's weird.
Self-deprecating Jamie. But that was what we have. We don't even have to make fun of him or do anything. We just let him do it.
Yeah. That's fine.
Perfect.
But I want to just say, in Jamie's defense, he does some serious shit. Joe mentions anything, and
I know.
He's instantly pulled it up.
Mark is shitty Jamie because he doesn't do that.
Yeah, because I'm the opposite.
He's watching a game.
The complete opposite of that.
Jamie's really good.
Yeah, he is.
He's really good.
And I mean, it's almost like he doesn't even need to be asked or told. To find that information.
He's going for it.
He
But
hears
he
Joe.
also gets a living wage.
Ooh, yeah, probably he gets paid.
You have a point.
That's
a great point. How much?
When I get $100 million, you'll get paid too.
Okay, cool.
Don't you worry. Just let me get to that Hyundai.
Wait, was that
Hyundai mill? That Hyundai mill.
Worried about
you guys, I might just like this a couple times for you guys. Here you go. That's for you.
Wait,
yeah.
Joe Rogan has $100 million contract?
Yes, that's exactly. Didn't you know that? That's how.
I thought it was like 14 million.
Yeah, I don't
No, it was
100
It was
million.
100 million. Wow.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's
All paid for by Tencent. Awesome. Cool. Anyways,
right.
I don't want to get into all of that.
Whoa.
Does-
Damn.
well, the
I
only
hear some
guy.
resentment.
Oh, no, it's cool.
Remember, the only guy that we know that knows Rogan. We remember when we went to Vegas the last time, and it was the funniest, right? That just so
Yeah.
for anyone out
Did
there,
you see that guy accidentally hit that moose with his car?
No.
Holy shit. Jamie, pull that video up.
Yeah. Do you have that video, Mark?
No.
No.
Nah.
You got to beat him to it. You got to be like, oh, I got that video. We have moose, hit, burp. You just look up moose, hit, car, boom, done.
Totally.
That's how I
lost
would do
my
it. That's how I would have done it if I was.
It's like
you know.
how I find drops, but it would be finding the news.
Yeah.
Well, I have no idea what I was about to just say before that either.
It's fine.
That was a good drop, Mark. That was a good drop, Vinny.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job, Vinny.
See, Vinny's like our Jamie.
Yeah.
He's more Jamie than Jamie because we don't have to ask him anything. He just does it. Just happens.
Actually, one of the reasons
It's like psychic.
why we don't talk to the
And then Mark is like when Rogan asks. You know what I mean? Like when Rogan actually asks, and then usually he does get a little bit of pushback.
Did you see that guy
Sometimes you'll
accidentally
see
hit
that.
that moose?
Yeah.
I've seen him get a little more
Holy
pushback
shit.
recently.
Jamie, pull that video up.
Interesting.
pull that up right now. So just here's a little public service announcement. One of the reasons why that we really don't have dialogue with our friend who was friends with Joe Rogan is because we learned something. We learned something from our good friend Travis Fluck. When you get
feeling of
mushrooms and you are going to ingest them, you should take the entire quantity of mushrooms that you have and grind them up. There is such a difference between each individual mushroom and cap that could be right next to each other.
% agree with you.
10%. They could be a 10 times difference in psilocybin. And anyone listening knows the circles we run in. There are mycologists coming into the studio all the time, bringing just amazing varietals with new names now. Bluey Vuitton, okay? The really cool shit. Natalensis, all right? I like this. But we had a bad experience with him because he would eat them just whole. And then I remember him, he called me up. He's like, these don't work. And I'm like, that's just not possible. It's just not possible. And sure enough, he's like, all right, I got a little lower in the bag. Everything's fine. And so I was just thinking about that when we started talking about Rogan. So that's the public service announcement. You should.
I think by now he's forgotten all about that shit. So you can get back to him and be like, "Hey, man,
you're probably right.
We need that Rogan bump." See, now the thing is, if we did that, we would go. Speaking of which, there is actually a good show coming out. I already think I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again because it's not out yet. I don't know when he's going to publish it, but
what show?
Did a really good interview with Bean and Stock on great moments in weed history.
Oh, cool.
And it was a good long interview, and I really tried to go deep into as many cool things as I could, and it'll be one of those classics where it'll be better than any show we've ever done, just because it's like, hey, all you got to do is sit there and talk on someone else's show, and it would be like, wow, this show was great, because I was actually like trying hard to establish as many great moments in weed history that I could, because that's the fucking name of the show, and he's a weed pun guy, so I had to really like battle of the pun wits. We had to keep that rolling. So nice. I don't think we didn't get very many good ones, but cock blocked.
You didn't plant many seeds?
Ooh, look at you trying to come in late to the fucking parade.
I was mid-dab.
Oh, lame moments in weed history. He's gonna do next week, Dave. You can go on there.
Look what you missed.
I know. The 1 week I don't come in is fucking numbnuts because I scared him last week. That was the whole thing. I was like, God damn it, where are the numbnuts? And he got nervous and then he's packed them up. Right? That was what?
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened.
You didn't believe when I told you that he had called me the week before. Yeah. And he told me what he was doing. And I
actually bought regular peanut butter the other day. I was like, fuck it, I'm getting regular peanut butter.
No.
I just gotta do it. No, I know. Normally I don't even buy it anymore because it's like, I'll just eat that. Because what's the point of eating peanut butter if it's not got either CBD or THC in it? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Truth.
Come on now.
Truth. Wow.
I turned the last time into a tofu with peanut sauce. It was pretty dope. It's like, there's a perfect way to get it, because I had like all these
tofu
bottom,
peanut sauce.
I had the end of this one and the end of that one, and it was like fucking just what peanut sauce? Yeah, so it was
With
THC peanut sauce. Very nice. They're nice.
Why do you put the tofu in it though?
I mean, in it, it's like on it. You put the peanuts.
Oh, on the tofu. Got it.
You never
They
had
make
tofu with peanuts sauce on it? Come on,
dude, like pad thai.
I know you had,
like, you know,
maybe tofu with penis sauce. You had.
whoa,
Or something. Whoa, Dave!
Wow, that's Patreon stuff right
Yeah.
there, guys.
Well, what if I had that last night and I don't want to have
if
any
you
more?
want to hear more of that, come on over to Patreon.
$1.05.
Yeah.
$1.05.
You'll hear every
episode.
bad innuendo, every terrible joke,
Yeah.
things we can't even do
$1.05
on this
a
show.
week. just
We
like
save
Freedom.
them.
I can play this peanut butter drop.
Whoa!
Oh,
do it.
go ahead. Wah, 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 wah.
Does it feel good?
That was peanut butter. That was
I
a
don't-
peanut butter drop.
I don't get it.
I didn't get it. I didn't hear the peanut butterness. at
Vinny,
all.
you're normally very witty with the drops.
Was that a visual? Was that a visual drop? Is that?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it was much better when you had the video going with it. Peanut butter. Okay, so we have some numb nuts back in the house. That's cool. That's good to hear. Yeah. How's the turp wipe situation going? Because that's one of the ones that,
Oh,
that's-
wow. Yeah.
It's like a crisis around. It's almost a crisis mode, dude.
I
We're getting
completely forgot.
close.
I'll order them right now. I totally
I know
forgot.
I know that down there we don't have any, do we? Or we have a couple.
There's a box.
There's a box right here.
I have a
All
pinch
right,
over here
I'm just
in my
checking.
bag.
A box is not enough, dude. That's like having one roll of toilet paper. You need more than a box. At all times, if you have just one roll of toilet paper, you are pushing it, buddy.
Yeah.
Pushing it.
No time is a good time for goodbyes.
Turp.
You don't want to have to be like, oh, did I buy that?
Right?
It's like it happens like twice a year, doesn't it? For everybody, does that happen for everybody? Twice a year, you're like, oh shit! Now what do I do?
Yep.
Like panic mode.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one tissue in the car somewhere.
I keep the Costco pack in the car, so I'm always prepared. Whatever.
Oh, Vinny's a Boy Scout. That's the
Oh,
problem.
yeah. Big time.
Always prepared.
Straight up Boy Scout. Like,
Yeah.
never have I ever.
Been without the
I'm
TP.
It definitely puts you in. It puts life into perspective at that moment in time where you're like, "Oh shit, like, I actually need this little thing." If I had a bidet, it'd be all right.
Yeah.
But then you get used to it, and then if you go out somewhere, you're
Then
gonna be
you all
all
messed
fucking
up. Yeah.
freaked out. Oh, what do
Yeah.
I do?
You have to build up calluses back there.
Oh yeah, this first time shocking. I tell you.
All right, I'll ask him for the code.
This is all Patreon shit. We're saving.
I know.
Save, all this. Save this for Patreon, guys. Calm down. Yeah, calm the fuck down. So we have our buddy. Speaking of calming down, we're gonna have once Mr. Beck gets on board, we can just kick back and do dabs. I think pretty much because he's just a roller coaster of info. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's pent up right now, ready to explode. He's on fire.
Dave,
that was a
watch
bad,
your
that was a
words.
bad
Watch
line.
your words. Watch your
Oh,
words.
sorry.
Explode.
Sorry.
Yeah, keep the exploding down to a minimum. Keep the fire like shout out to Aqualabs for their incredibly tasteful 5 fire emojis in a row on my thing. I was like, that's not.
One shout out to
Oh, I didn't even.
I was like, I can understand because he does it every week. Because every week is the same. It's always fire emojis.
It's just
This week I was like, you may have, would have been nice to just put a little flowers or something maybe across there.
no. It's come on. No, nobody
Birds
is
of paradise,
thinking
some birds of paradise kind of running across.
it's going to be too soon. That's going to be the answer to a lot of jokes. Too soon. But blackwoolcap.com, whoever you are, thank you so much. There was an 8-pack of lighters that showed up today, and it said what did it say, Vinny?
5-pack to the ADS
Oh, sorry,
crew.
5. Only 5.
to the ADS crew.
Wait, beanies? What are you talking about? Beanies or-
Blackwoolcap.com. It was some lighters.
Oh, lighters. Well, you can never have enough lighters.
Maybe I should look at it.
Probably.
Oh shit! Hold on a second. We have 20
throw 'em up on
seconds
video?
before we can edit that out. And is it a terrible site?
We sell one hat.
Oh, good.
100% wool, U.S. made black wool cap for $20.
All right.
It's the only thing on their site. It's a black wool cap.
Wow. Well, they're focused on purchase, focused sales.
I mean, I think that's a pretty solid business.
Look, if
Is he
you do
doing
something
custom?
right.
Is it custom or is it just that's what they got?
Here, let me.
Flick it on the pin and put it up.
Okay, so here. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's black and that's a cap. That's pretty good.
We sell one hat, 100% wool, U.S. made.
Well, it's interesting because now see that would look really good with an Adam Dunn Show flag on it, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Amazingly well. If we could if they customize. I don't know if that's all they do.
That's
What I do.
That's got to be the owner. Do we know him? Go back to
Oh yeah,
him in
it's
the hat.
definitely owner model situation here.
Yeah.
Which is
Model.
breaking
Okay,
every
now.
rule. I already said that before. and that's
Oh,
for
wait,
sure
go
it's
back to the
kids.
kid. Look at the
That's
kid.
for sure the kid, and that's for sure the guy. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's cool. That's
exactly
cool.
as
No, but-
advertised. It's a black wool cap. Simple as that.
I mean, when you have one item and it's a black wool cap, you pretty much can. That's a universal item that anybody could be the model.
It's a
Because,
local business. In
I mean,
the Pacific
Mark
Northwest.
looks good in a black wool cap.
Yeah, it's a solid.
Vinny looks good in a black wool cap.
Yeah, that's a solid.
Dave, not so much, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's gonna rob the place.
I think
probably.
he's
Oh, well, he's
got
gonna
the
put one
black
on
wool-
right now.
He's
Look
got
at me,
the
I
black
can
wool
wear a
cap.
like anybody.
Sir.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's not the black wool cap.
No.
That's not wool. That's
not.
some.
It's
Crap.
faux wool.
It's wool. What
Faux wool.
Well,
is it?
I don't,
Muggle?
you know, it's a
muggle?
fucking cotton.
It's a fucking cotton
Yeah.
muggle.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
pleasure
muggle
to
cap.
have you on.
Danko. Miss him.
Speaking of Danko, you mean Danny DeVito? Don't forget.
Jersey Mike's. He's all over Jersey Mike's. Don't forget.
Who's all over Jersey Mike's?
Danny.
Is Danny DeVito now doing his
Oh,
doing the
he's going to get mad. You don't say that, man.
No, he's not. He should be really impressed that people think he's 75 years old.
Look at the big picture.
You understand, he lives in Brooklyn. He could make a call. He can have, guys with vowels come after us.
Bro.
Yeah.
I really don't worry about Danny Danko making a call.
He's
right now.
violent, man. I've seen that side of him, man. Now that he works for Champs, man, he's taking
Oh,
up
that's true. He
business
is. Yeah,
type of
he's
guy.
part of Trahoniak crew now. They get a little rowdy.
Yeah. They,
You know
Russian.
what?
Oh, he's with
We
the
should
Russians.
get
You
a
gotta watch out.
booth. Get a
Ruskies.
booth. Yeah, get a booth at Champs and make it a giant wagon.
a giant
one
red
big
wagon. Vinny,
Yeah.
that was incredibly
Wouldn't that be
witty.
cool?
Holy
With
shit.
where there's a platform.
Witty.
You got
witty
the,
did.
the smoking room upstairs. You got to take it up. It's so big.
Oh, so it's a huge wagon.
huge wagon.
Double decker.
Like whole Jason spot. But
That would be dope.
That would be pretty dope.
I mean, let's make that happen.
Giant.
Get on it,
wagon.
Dave. Get on it, Dave.
Yeah,
Add
Dave.
it to your list.
I think it's on giantredwagon.com.
Yeah, they make them.
No problem. Right after I mail the book to Cheddar Bob, I'll get right
Shout
on
out
that
to Cheddar
booth.
Bob.
Yeah, he's still. Now I think Uncut gets the book, and Cheddar Bob was expecting.
No. The
No.
Cheddar Bob was supposed to get one of Ed's books.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it weighed 27 pounds, and no postal person will deliver it. So I don't know what will happen.
Something like that. Something like that.
Something like that.
Wow.
So, any other big craziness going on that we all just got saturated and we don't have looked at nothing else in the world?
Besides
Dave,
that,
you're supposed to be in charge of all news items. I think you're the guy. That's how we brought you on. You're supposed to be like you're supposed to take over the news.
We haven't used you haven't used that line in years. I'm just saying, okay. But I
Because you never
appreciate
deliver.
it.
That's the problem. You never deliver, so I have no reason to.
But I don't
pull it out
watch
under
the
pressure.
news. So here's
know.
what I got for you.
All right.
We all I hate Mark so much sometimes.
Oh yeah, do it. Do.
So last year,
put the suit on.
right? Maybe not even last year.
Whoa,
what was it?
shit.
April. Yeah, April. We lost Adam.
I fucking almost lost the whole thing. I whacked it off the fucking table.
Easy does it. You tell me to watch what I say? Okay. So what happened in April? Germany legalized, right? Removed all restrictions, no criminal penalties. They started a process that was going to eventually lead to something that we would call a regulated market in Germany. Well, I'm hearing rumblings right now that the new administration that's coming in wants to roll the whole thing back.
No.
And wants to end it. So if there's anybody out there who, in Germany who can give us an update, we would
exactly what we would have expected in the beginning. I'm surprised they didn't figure that out earlier.
No, I actually thought that they were going to do it better than anyone. That they would pretty much, ink the best way to have a legal cannabis industry. But it looks like they're going to completely go backwards. But I can completely be wrong. And maybe I was reading bullshit on LinkedIn. Are you checking it out right now? I see you looking down at your phone.
Yeah, I'm checking everything out.
Jamie, get on it. What's going to happen to Germany?
What do you want me to look up?
Germany, cannabis. Are they going to roll it back?
You are fake news.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Dave. Jeez.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at the news.
What do you got? You have to actually can't look at the news. We're sort of a verbal show.
Germany's dodged weed legalization.
Dodged? What does that mean?
I don't know.
It's just the headline.
It's an old article. Probably shouldn't read it.
Oh, okay.
I don't really see anything here, dude.
All right.
I don't know how Jamie finds all this shit.
He's really good at his job.
That's what he does, because he does it all the time. He knows exactly what the keywords.
Yeah.
It's all about the keywords.
It is about the keywords.
And if there's any makeup artists out there that want to come in and help me, with the shine right there,
There's no makeup artist in
what are you
the
talking
world
about?
that could help you, Dave.
Christina
Sorry.
said she would.
That's you're beyond help.
I'm not beyond. Nobody's beyond help.
Just put a rug on. Just get a rug.
A rug?
Yeah.
Really?
I love to see it. You should do that. You need like the swoosh. You need like a swoosh rug.
If there's anyone out there who wants to sponsor a rug that I wear on the show, that's okay. Send Adam and I to Spannabis.
There we go.
I'll put on.
You have to go to. Oh, I see your little thing now. Okay.
Yeah.
Send us to Spannabis, and Dave will wear a wig.
I'll wear a wig on the show.
The entire time.
No, that will never happen. I'll wear it on the show.
You can't.
And multiple ones.
You gotta. All right. On
never
the show,
going to happen.
Sure.
Yeah, I do it on the show for a bit, but
all right.
that's just.
I like that.
That's. I'm not. I'm not gonna. If somebody feels the need to wear something like that, then good for them. I have no.
I don't wear a toupee.
Dude, do you know how many women wear like you'd be so in with them
Many.
if you were like all the time wearing, because then you could like talk shop, be like, oh, let me see how I use these little sticky thing, and be like, I use that. Oh man, that's a good idea. Boom, you're in there.
I am well aware
two baldies
that the female of the species can also wear wigs. Or yes,
yes.
I'm well.
There's a lot of chicks who just shave their heads now.
I know it. I've
Totally.
met a few of them. We might have some in the studio. I don't know. I mean, no, that's not a wig. That's real hair. I'm just saying, I can tell. There are certain things you can't tell from a distance. You can tell real hair, but sometimes you can't tell a wig.
No, they're very good. They're very good these days. Let me tell you. So where's our guy? He's 15 minutes late. He's not very studious for a news reporter. He should be like on point.
So remember what I told you.
Does he have a yellow? Have you seen how all the guys and all the different news people now all have this like yellow? They're all wearing a yellow jacket with goggles. It's like a whole new look. You're like, oh, this is the new reporter.
That's sick, dude.
Something.
I'm gonna get some of that.
Do you have a pair for me?
No.
Anyone else who wants to send us to Spannabis, I'll wear a yellow hat and goggles on the show. I have no problem with a little self-deprecation as long as it gets us.
He'll do anything to get to Spannabis, basically, is what he's saying. Yeah. Well, we already know what we want. We want to see you wearing, Dave. Right, Jamie.
What?
There's only one thing we ever want to see Dave wearing
Oh yeah,
on
dude.
this show.
The suit.
That's right.
There's only one. There's only one.
Keep dreaming. I
It's
know.
either that or flesh-colored leotards on roller skates. That's the other look I want to see.
I've already been in that. You should have been.
Yeah.
Where were you in the
That's the one.
90s?
Oh, this is your other look. Okay, this is the look. This is the Dave look.
That's a really good look right there.
That's the one right
mean,
there.
I mean, look at all those.
I have no
chips.
problem them showing that one. You want to know why? Because that I wore on Fox Sports, the final table of a poker tournament. So
Yeah, and look at all those chips that you don't have anymore. Look at them all. Look at them
Man,
all.
all those chips are gone.
actually, that was the
That's for
starting
sure.
stack, and I was pretty much last starting stack and finished fucking second. So,
Whoa.
attaboy Dave.
That's pretty good for a guy in a cannabis jacket.
Right?
He
On
had hair
Fox
then. Look
Sports.
at the hair he had back then too.
And look at the wait, go back. Look at the color of the hair.
I know.
Okay.
Look at the
It's
color
like,
of the beard.
That was
Look at everything.
2017.
wow, dude.
Wow.
And then you happened.
Yeah.
And that was
That's
it.
true.
And then Adam happened, and it all went away.
You could have had a better life, Dave.
I know, right?
I absorbed your.
You too,
yeah.
Mark.
I know.
I got younger.
Think about it for a second. Mark's biggest complaint that over the years about me is that he never gets a Friday off anymore.
Yeah,
That
we used to-
before me,
I used to be able to convince Adam every other week or so to like, fuck with the show this week. It's fine.
Really? Did we do that? I don't
Yeah, we
remember.
did that for like when I first started.
you were drinking.
Sometimes I would
I
show
was
up.
drinking still. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would show up and like he'd be like, "Yeah, I don't got no one. We're not doing a show today."
Whoa, I
And we
don't
just sit
remember
there and do dabs and shit.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a really terrible human being right there. Okay.
Sucks to want to listen to the show,
I wasn't
though.
thinking
Man.
of my fans. I
It was
thinking of
good times.
Our fans out there. Come on.
I thought it
The
was.
We have to
listeners,
deliver.
the listeners.
I thought it was great.
You have disciples and listeners. Okay, there's two different things. Like disciple,
Okay. No.
that's
no,
Rosin
no
Dogs.
fans. No fans.
You know, that's uncut. You know, that's their disciples, 100%. Cheddar Bob. No, I'm just giving him a shout out. He's nobody's disciple.
Oh, you never know. He's yours. Could be yours. Could be yours.
I don't think so. Still haven't mailed him that book. It's like 4 years since we were supposed to mail him the book, and he never got it.
You lost all your disciple.
But
abilities.
just look what you could have your toupee right here. You
Oh,
know,
I
just
could
think
give,
about
I
it.
should make no. That'd be good. You should get my haircut.
Oh, you should just give him that beard that
Yeah.
you glued together.
Oh,
Put it on his
Yeah,
head.
there you go.
I-
Now we're talking.
no. Because
You can wear my
I'm-
old pubic beard. It'd be
yes,
perfect.
I'm convinced that's not beard. That's
is beard.
pubes. No, that's
Beard.
fucking pubes.
It's all beard, dude.
Oh,
I don't know.
You know we're not doing good because people are asking for Mitch again.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, they're
Oh,
already on
yeah.
the Mitch case.
They're already on the Mitch thing again.
we tried to
Fuck,
get
man.
Mitch on.
We
Adam
tried.
and I sent him.
We have been trying forever.
I called him up. I sent a note just to make sure it was still his phone. It was. Adam and I sent him a nice little video saying we miss you.
Yeah.
That was probably a mistake. we shouldn't have said who we were, and we should have just invited him for a free barbecue. You know, brisket.
Oh yeah.
He'll eat brisket, and but we didn't. We sent him the video, and then I think we
was-
got blocked.
All right.
Yeah, so
Sorry, guys.
Whoever,
Sorry.
Yeah.
who
sorry.
wanted Mitch?
Let's see here. Who was it?
It's always the same.
Steve. Steve.
Hey,
says,
Oh,
Steve,
Steve.
sorry,
Hey,
man.
Steve. Sorry, buddy.
make
Hey,
the ads
Steve.
great again. Bring
Bring
Mitch.
back Mitch. Bring back Mitch.
You can find Mitch, okay, on Instagram.
Hoodoo Moses. Look
He
him
has a
up.
following. He's Hoodoo Moses. He's doing some cool shit. Check him out.
All right, I'm gonna write an outline for the
He
show.
turned his back
and I'm
on
gonna
cannabis,
keep this
though.
thing
Sorry,
on the
guys.
rails.
He's not a
Wait,
Yeah,
Adam, did you hear that?
what?
You missed that one. Vinny, if you could play that back. That was Mark offering to produce. You know?
Not Mark.
And
Nah.
so tell us give me some hand signals
I
or
was just
something.
kidding. I was kidding.
You're welcome to direct the show. It
I have
is your
Mitch's
job.
book too. Rousing Dogs I have Mitch's book. I have Mitch's book too. That
The
little
good little book of strains,
the
right?
little- no, it was the itty bitty little like it was
The
cannabis.
Smoker's Guide. Smoker's Guide.
The
Smoker's
aficionado.
Oh, aficionado.
It's like a
Right?
connoisseur.
Yeah, that's the
aficionado.
one.
Yeah, connoisseur. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I got to give myself a little throw my arm out, pat on the back.
No time.
It's not really pat on the back worthy. It's just one of those Forrest Gump things that I through happenstance of just living in Eugene, met Soma before he was Soma. You know, got
he was Dark Mark. He was Dark Mark back then.
Before, you know, he was Soma when he fled.
Dark Mark.
And
yeah.
Wow.
You're like, that's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
You're like, how come I'm not Dark Mark? Well, because he was doing heroin back then. So it's a big difference. It's not as cool when you're Dark Mark on heroin.
No,
that's
it's not
that's
cool.
when Dave was hanging out with him. Dave,
Wow.
I want to know why you were hanging out with people when they were doing heroin.
He was doing heroin back then?
How many hippies do you think would pay for
I did not know that.
microbial alchemy?
He's not proud of it.
I'm
He's
a little
not proud of
slow
it,
on
but
it.
he was. I mean, whatever.
And what were you just saying before I said that about Soma?
To be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
I had another thing. Oh, and yes, it was Mitch. We were talking about Mitch.
His little
went
book.
from Mitch to heroin to some.
No,
Yeah,
I met
jumped.
Mitch before everyone also. Remember? He reached out.
Well, you're okay here. Okay, so let me just explain one thing to everybody out
Out
there.
or around?
Is the only reason Dave's here is because of Mitch.
Yeah.
So you can blame anything about this
whole thing?
anything about this whole
Mitch.
thing from the moment Dave rolled in, because Dave was a super fan.
Who was?
You were.
I didn't even know you had a fucking show. I swear to
not
God.
true. That's not true. The
Excuse
reason
me.
why-
I knew you had the show. I only watched one episode that the He Who Will Not Be Named was on.
Oh no, because I know exactly what happened. You said you got a lot of potential guys. I don't like the torches, right? That was the first thing you didn't like. Didn't like the torches.
God.
And
Jeez.
there was something else you were complaining. So basically, Dave was complaining.
I wasn't complaining. I said
Yeah,
torches are
fuck
bad
yeah, you were.
optics and they don't work for radio.
Yeah, that's called complaining. Anyway,
That's called complaining.
And then I pieced together in my mind. I said, wait a minute, this guy might he is a super, because I already knew you were secretly a super fan. You just didn't know it. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if this guy has got what it takes. And then I lured you in
With hash.
Right? Exactly. And then got you on the mic. And I was like, this guy's got it. Yeah, he's got a decent mic voice.
Actually,
Okay.
your words were when I said, holy fuck, I'm not going on the show. I'm leaving. Can I have the hash? You said no. Just pretend we were talking on the phone because we had that big project in Vermont that completely went tits up. And
shout out to the project.
and so that's really what we were talking about most of the time. And okay, I enjoyed the first show. I didn't enjoy the first comment when you said you should never read the comments, and sure enough, I had to read the comments that night. So, yeah, that's what everyone.
So everybody
wants.
can blame Mitch for everything. Pretty much. There you go. That's how it works around here. Thank you. All right, we've solved that. Great.
Everyone knows how Mitch left the show, right? It's public information. It's not like I'm in the know of something.
Well, he didn't. He never did. He just moved on in his
just
mind.
didn't come
he moved
back.
on and he literally was, like I said, he was eating mushrooms
About
like
this
they were
much.
potato chips. He was just shaking. He was shaking the bag into his mouth, which if you ever see somebody shaking bags of mushrooms into their mouth, they're
it's not
probably
good.
super high at that moment, and they're just like, whatever, because there's really no reason to do that. You know what I mean? So and it was funny because it was in the Dragonfly Earth Medicine tent at Emerald Cup, and they had those hot. Remember they had the hot chocolate that they were doing the mushroom. They did like the, it was like lion's mane and stuff, but it was they had a mushroom chocolate thing going on there. And every time I'd see him, he'd be in there, and he'd be higher and higher and higher. And the last time I saw him, he was doing that. It was like, that was it. That was the end of Mitch right there. It was like Mitch in the show completely split ways at that point. He figured it out. He gave me the old, I figured it all out. And part of that was not being on the show anymore. There you go. So he figured it out.
I remember when I turned on that one episode that He Who Will Not Be Named walked in on. Mitch had, paperwork. He had cards.
Schedules. He did it all.
He was just Johnny on the spot when he realized that was not his calling. His calling was to be a shaman.
Yeah. Well, when you give and when you give us like hey, we're going to do this at this time, we're going to do that at that time. And then by the first thing, you've already fucked it up. So it pretty much just was. And then the kid was a mess. So there you go. The kid,
it's a pleasure to have you on.
But the camera work was great.
No, because exactly. It would have been terrible for you because it was all overhead shot. You don't want to do that. Like overhead shots.
See my cleavage?
Yeah, we don't want to see down there. Yeah. Exactly. But in general, it was. The key was that Mitch had his finger on the pulse of really cool original guests that nobody had yet. So that was cool. And at the end of the day, if you really do go back and start looking through the years with Mitch and post Mitch all along the way, it's hit and miss with us. You never know. One time we'll have amazing super guests, and other times we'll have no guests, and it's just the way it is. But for the most part, we just try to keep it entertaining. We're an entertainment cannabis show, really, is what it comes down to. And if you're entertained, that's good.
Yeah.
And if you learn something, that's even better, because we've usually at the exact same moment you're learning, we are learning, because we're like, fuck, I didn't know that. And so there you go. It's like perfect. So we're not here as much to teach, but as to learn together.
Oh.
Speaking of
he's like, holy shit. Go to the bullpen. There he is.
What's going on, Mr.
Wait a minute. Holy shit. No hat.
Hey, I know.
Yes.
I forgot.
Fuck yeah.
The cameras are on.
Hold on. I'll join you with that. How's that?
Vinnie.
The messy bedhead.
Wow.
Perfect. I'll go messy bed with her.
I was doing other things, but
you forgot how you looked.
Adam, what the fuck? What are you? He's
no.
I was doing. I said turn up my TV. I was doing other things. I was just turned into the show, and I heard about Mitch, and I was like, so let me tell you a little inside story about what happened about the Emerald Cup.
Oh, you were there too. Yeah, you were there. That was a good year.
A good friend of ours.
Wait! Breaking news! What? You don't have anything? Nothing? Fucking shitty Jamie, you can't find something?
Yeah, we just did
it's all licensed.
It's been said that this good friend of ours fucked Mitch's head up.
What?
Like, got into his brain while he was fucking high and just started fucking feeding him garbage.
Oh, wow. No, don't do that. He did one of those. He did like this when you were kids. Like, you get inside the box and you...
Well, like our chicken beer friend.
Oh, there you go.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He ruined us?
Imagine his possibilities, his talkings, and how smart that guy is. And if you're somebody who's fucking loaded on mushrooms...
No shit!
Wow! It was this. There's a story that goes that it's been told that's how it went down. Is that
holy shit?
Somebody got into his mind and fucked his brain up while he was fucking loaded.
I was like, you just gave it away.
He said, don't do the Adam Dunn show. It's terrible. It's terrible. You don't want to be on there.
I don't know what it was always. It wasn't like that, because obviously he's a friend of ours, right? But just I'm sure that Tommy's. Vicious.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Smart as fuck.
Wow.
If you think back, were those two hanging out? Were those two together?
Well, yeah, could have been. It was definitely.
And no one knows who it is with the chicken beer reference. A great way to hide the name there. Good.
If they know, they know. If they're a Patreon listener, they 100% know.
So I was like, I don't put it. I mean, that guy's always been 100% with me, and so I was like, it doesn't surprise me if you really. He's like, man, he's like, yeah. I was like, oh no, that was the end of Mitch.
Wow.
No shit.
Oh wow, wait, we may have another surprise guest coming in. Hold on.
Wait till the chicken tray comes.
Oh great.
Let me see.
This is gonna be awesome.
They're coming in left and right.
Telling me he's gonna kill me now for divulging the secret.
He might.
No.
He would never tell me.
No, never. In fact, you'd come over for a party and never leave.
Statute of limitations.
Wow, man.
Never tell me.
Yeah, people don't understand how links work. They think the same link from like a year ago is.
But let's talk about the increase. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just turned it on. I've been at other meetings all day. But how about the increase from the kid who was fun and good to Mark that we have now at the face of base?
Yeah,
like night and day.
Oh,
Mark's amazing.
So wait. The kid was fun and good, and Mark is what? not
space,
fun and
but-
bad? Is that what?
No,
it
he's
is?
awesome. It's like the show is
Okay.
so much better now because of Mark.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Because he reads your ad every fucking week.
no,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
and you can
it's
actually
partial.
hear shit, and the levels are correct, and he does his job when he's supposed to, and everything's broadcast. I mean, I can't remember how many times me and you used to fucking dongle, you got dongle, fucking chords and shit
Come
like
on,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
There
That's-
are episodes
That's
that
what
like
the fans
the
want.
archive.
The fans want failure.
No,
at
when
all
you had
times.
when there's an archived episode that's really good, and it's got Fletch talks for like 2 hours, and you can't hear a fucking thing because the audio is so bad. I can't listen to it.
Yeah, I used to get really mad during those shows.
That was all of them.
That's why Mark's here. So Mark's here because of. So do you see how everything
'Cause I
evolved over
quit.
time? It's like Mark is here because of the kid, basically, because he said the kid sucks and I can do better, right?
He did. He did.
Right.
I know.
No, he answered
CC got him.
Yeah,
So CC was
that
like,
was it.
"Oh, really?" She
Yeah.
invited him. Maybe you should come through. And then he was like, "Oh, I could do that." And then it was like, it was on at that point because the kid was gone though at that point, right? So we were like totally failing.
But yeah, the kid shows, some of them were just cringeworthy because there's some really good old classic content there, but you can't hear it worth shit. And Mark has definitely helped the listenability of the. I mean, the levels are even. I always played the shows in my grow room, and every now and then I'd fucking jump and scare the shit out of me because you'd have your fucking torch. You could hear your torch in the background.
Wait, what could you hear?
God damn.
What was that?
We have another breaking news
This show
guy
is
coming in a
worldwide.
minute. So
Wait, can
we'll
you
see.
just for a second, James, recognize the fact that not taking nothing away from Mark, I appreciate everything he does. Vinny sits next to him every day.
I love Vinny. Vinny makes me laugh.
You
He's got all the
you
fucking-
completely went on this I love Mark rant for 5 minutes and you
What about
forgot
Vinny?
about
Yeah,
Vinny.
I haven't been able to do the Vinny thing yet.
Oh, here
God.
we go.
Keep your phone exactly like it is. That is
Yeah.
great look for you.
Turn your phone sideways,
Hogan.
please. You need like 3 phones sideways to just get your fucking body.
Oh, jeez.
At WrestleMania, you're going down.
Oh, there we go. Oh, geez.
Bro, that's my body.
This is like a bad dream right here with the helicopter.
Listen,
going.
Andre, question for you. What was it like wrestling Hulk Hogan?
he was soft.
Was a big choke
He
slam,
was,
and he lifted me up. And I lifted him up to the heavens. That was all I could do, and I slammed him
all I thought
down.
was that somebody was fucking with Mitch's head. Who was fucking with Mitch's head?
Nobody. Are you aware of your?
You have to be a super fan. You have to be a super fan to know these things. Is that your breaking news? Is you want to know something from us?
The super.
Or you have real breaking news?
Are you aware of your angle of your camera right
Just
now?
relax,
Can you
bro.
see yourself on the
Yeah,
show?
the chat says fun, nut shot.
Yeah, right. Are you?
It's not quite. You're not
Pick
there
the
yet.
camera up. There we go.
You're
Oh God.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah,
Too
now we're
much.
canceled.
Too much. Canceled. We're canceled. Yeah, just
Oh,
canceled the
boy.
whole show.
That's it.
Wait till the chicken tray comes.
Where's the mobile HQ? That's what I want to know.
Now we're
Where's
gonna
mobile
get
HQ?
demonetized.
It's in
Mobile
the, it's in
HQ
the
is
shop.
right where it's supposed to be. Just sitting.
Vincenzo, have you gotten to work yet?
Oh, we got
Yeah,
a
he's-
guy.
We got a guy flying in next week who's he's going to go over everything.
You're
He's going to go check it.
you're bringing in the big guns, huh?
Yeah.
I'm bringing in the big guns. We got Uncut Bush, the guy, same guy who gave us the advice on the way when we were driving. And I was like,
Okay.
I needed to talk to my guy because if I don't talk to my guy, you have to have one. It's like an Italian. It's like almost like having an Italian car. You want to have one guy. You just bring it to him.
Yep.
He fucking tunes it up perfect. Basically, he drives it around really hard around the drive a couple times around the parking lot and then goes, "Here you go. It's fucking driving great." The Italian tune-up. So what's going on? Did you really have any news, or you just wanted to?
No, if
come
he
in?
doesn't have any news. He's showing us his fan.
Yeah,
he
heard you.
Got to Amsterdam, and I'm supposed to be there, and I'm not because of my fucking because I'm stuck here.
Oh Jesus! Here we go. Bitter old guy stuck in Puerto Rico.
What happened to you, man?
There's a
He's trapped on the island.
There's a cool
Trapped
drummer
on the
chick in
island.
Puerto Rico.
Captain Paradise.
You're on the island of Puerto Rico. You're
The floating
responsible.
island of garbage.
If you could get off of there, they could maybe come up an inch or so. It'd be perfect.
Oh, Adam.
Dun-dun-dun. They're sinking. That's what I'm trying to say.
It would be less of an island of trash, I guess, right?
Ooh,
trash.
yeah, a good couple 500 pounds of trash just left off the thing. There you go.
Tony
So here
Hicks
we
got
go.
a
So we get to what?
got lit up for that comment. I can't believe how big that comment went. His little floating trash comment went.
He got lit up, but he fucking in the end it was like you can also. I think it's a litmus test to tell who's fucking who's got some skin or not, because Puerto Ricans didn't give a shit. Most of them they're like whatever. They're like whatever, dude.
Tony didn't give a shit. Like the next night he came out, he was like, "I'm not apologizing." He's like, "I'm not sorry." I love Tony.
No. So where's our real reporter?
Big news is CanMed, right? CanMed.
Oh, here we go.
Puerto Rico.
No, that's not good, is it?
CanMed 2025. You know, CanMed that they started with Harvard, the more medical conference.
The what?
Okay.
They're going to be here in June.
We're
co-sponsor.
Oh, see, it's a good thing then.
Oh yeah, baby.
All right.
Actually, there is some news. Did you see? They've frozen all licenses down here. And
what does that mean, frozen?
No more licenses are being issued. No transfers. No nothing. They've frozen the whole system.
That's a moratorium.
Okay, so no transfers. So if you want to get out, you're fucked, and then you lose the place.
If you want to get out, you're kind of fucked. And like us, we've got several pending, right? Like we've been buying shit, and so I've got like 4 or 5 dispensaries that are like in limbo right now.
So you overextended.
So then you have to become partners with these people.
No, we're not over. Yeah, basically you got to keep. Yeah, exactly.
Just keep him on board for like, yeah, you're the guy.
Collab.
So, baby, take me out to dinner.
That's right.
In fact, the one I created opens tomorrow, or official opening tomorrow. Doña Juana.
Of course it is.
Doña Juana.
Just said, what is? Didn't we already figure out what Big Dummy was?
What?
Huh?
What do you mean figure it? This.
That is it. That is it. Right there.
What?
Big Dummy? Is that Big Dummy important? Come
Mark,
on,
are you paying attention? We need to know what Big Dummy is in Spanish.
Grande, tonto grande, or whatever.
Yeah, that's what you should have named it. Come on. That would have been much more. They would have been like, that sounds like a spot right there. We're going to Big Dummies tonight. Come on. It has a much better role.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. Like a bar.
Yeah, maybe it shouldn't translate.
But come on, Doña Juana. That's not bad, right?
No.
Like,
Big Dummies.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
did you hear what James said?
Is
it bad.
Is it worse than like relief or like
No, we don't want that.
I looked it up. It says Gran Muñeco.
Mine says Gran. Mine says Gran Tanto.
Whoa, Gran Tanto, Gran Monieto. We got a whole bunch of a whole plethora of names. You could have named it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doña Juana.
You haven't opened yet. You can still change it, dude. You can go there tonight.
No, he can't change it.
You said it's opening tomorrow. What did you say? When is it?
Yeah, tomorrow's the official opening.
Well, that's your fucking news then. You have news. You literally have some news.
That's what I just said. I got news.
Oh,
you didn't really communicate it very well. You kind of forgot to tell the story, and
missed out on the
explain
intro.
yourself.
Dispensary in Caguas, Puerto Rico. Come on.
Where's Tagua? Where's that exactly?
Right where I live. Right outside of San Juan.
You're so
just south of it. Just south of it.
Directly south of San Juan, and
Gotcha.
Like Caguas is like the commuter suburb. It's like the center of the west, center of the south, center of the east side of the island.
Center of the
east, west,
side
south,
of the
fucking
island.
which side of the island?
Center of the east-west part of the island.
It's hard to tell.
North
it's
of the east.
big rectangle. It's hard to tell. It's got rounded angles.
Yeah. There you go. A couple angles here and there.
A couple angles here and there.
Okay.
But no,
cool.
actually, it's actually a big deal that so they basically, because they had the election, of course, and so the new party is coming in, and so they're it's kind of the typical trying to fuck the old crew, so they're kind of trying to like throw a wrench in all the old transactions. They got real tight on inspections at the end of the year, and they put everything kind of in limbo. Now the good thing is, the press that I saw that that's coming out about it is indicating that the system is having trouble. They're talking about the little guys can't get in because of guys like us, and then how there's not enough patients. They had a 20 or 25% drop in doctors, like that are signed up to prescribe. And so that's part of what CanMed is about. CanMed is about educating the doctors and about getting more doctors down here on the island involved. That's why we're sponsoring that. but also to, this system needs a massive influx of patients, because it's really draining. It's unfortunate because you're ending up with just the big dogs, like us, that are left operating. I mean, a lot of the cultivations are closing. There's almost a flower shortage to a degree on the island right now. We can't harvest fast enough.
I mean, for you guys, obviously it's not the bad thing, but it sucks that the smaller
It
ones
does.
didn't
It
make
does.
it, right?
It's unfortunate that we don't have as much. I mean, look, obviously on the one hand, I got to look at it as a bigger operator and think, well, it's nice that I don't have as much competition. But from a cannabis standpoint, and from a variety and from a quality standpoint, I'd love to see more small operators. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do soil. I can't do boutique soil because of the system I have and everything else. So I'd love to see people doing some more shit.
And was that what the purchase of these new facilities was going to kind of do? Was it like
somewhat? We're trying, somewhat. So what we're trying to do is we didn't purchase facilities. We're purchasing dispensaries.
Okay.
But we're trying to, and that's kind of what this Doña Juana is, which is we're trying to. I mean, I don't want to say get away from our own name, but we're trying to, our brand Tetra is very much, kind of corporate, kind of very more on the medical side, very, very polished. And we, I wanted to bring something a little more playful, a little more, old school, a little more flower and.
Donna Juana, is it? That sounds really old school and playful. Donna Juana for sure.
Yeah, it's like you're like your mom. Like, isn't that your mom's name?
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
If you wanted to say
Damn,
something,
son.
Jan, you should say something about the fake blue microphone in front of him right now. He's using my idea. I love it. No,
He's got both. He's got triple mic. Triple mic. You forgot about that one.
Is it a fake mic?
it just looks cooler.
It's
We'll
like
know if it works or not. I've heard it's shitty sounding, so
it kind of gets a little crunchy. Slightly crunchy.
One of them will fucking pick up. I use both of them, right? So
If you have enough mics, it works.
it really does.
So what's going on in the mainland, guys? Fill me in.
What's going on is if you want to buy a clone, do you know how to buy clones here in the mainland?
Not from you.
You go to iwantclones.com.
That's where you go, right
That's
there.
where you
Boom.
go. iwantclones.com.
He does, and this is the funny part is that
I know
that's
somebody
exactly what Jan wants right now. He's like, actually, that's kind of what I need.
Send me a box. We do ship.
All you
Puerto Rico, no
They let me
problem.
order a
man.
whole truck of raw powder wholesale.
It's America.
There you go. I'll take a chunk of raw powder wholesale. What?
So I will say, hands down, no question. I had 8 clones mailed to me from the company to the Cowboy Cup, so we could have them on display. Fucking amazing. Like compared to what it's night and day from my original clones. The way we're shipping them now, they're shipping them amazing.
I had a domain for you. I was trying to reach you. I thought I reached out to you like a couple months ago. Adam, did you ever tell him the domains I had?
Maybe reach out to my mom, maybe.
I know, that was and then I got lost in there a little while.
It happens.
Some mom jokes going around.
Well, then Charnock's mom came over, so I was like,
Oh, no shit.
Oh, no.
Right on.
Well,
You've
so-
never seen Charnock go fucking grip.
What are you talking about? My mom was the hot mom. Are you kidding me? She was a hippie. What are you talking about?
Hot hippie mom.
Oh, yeah.
For teacher.
Damn.
For sure. Until she had me. Then that was the
Then it
end.
was over.
Yep.
Then you ruined her.
Wrecked her.
You wrecked her?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. What was it like growing up in Andre's shadow?
I'm wearing his shirt.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, that he wore a smaller shirt.
It's true.
James Bean.
We were talking earlier though about Spannabis. Are you going to be? Are they going to allow you to leave for Spannabis this year? Or no?
Yeah, Spannabis. I think I actually already booked a hotel and shit too.
I can't see how you guys couldn't. Get that. You have to do that.
We'll be there, without a doubt.
Well, wait. Let's talk to Jan here for a second. So, buddy, I need
to take it to Spannabis.
Your brand, right?
Yeah, you need.
Think of it on a
escorts.
toupee right here for a whole show.
Tell them you need a handler because you know how bad you are, and they'll believe you on that.
Yeah.
Part. They'll be like, Be like, listen, I can't control myself. I need a handler. He needs to make sure I get to where I need to be and what I need, because I could get diverted very easily.
Security guards.
I'm not going to perform security for you, but I'll make sure you get where you need to go.
Oh, Dave will be very anal about it too. That's the funny part. He'll book you the worst hotels. He'll be like,
never happened.
I saved you $7.
Fuck that. I know how to book for talent.
You don't even want
to get in.
You don't want to like Jan.
I'll go with Dave's booking, dude, because
he's on like.
No, Mark knows. I don't travel.
How much is the thread count? Because I'll drive an extra 100 miles for 3 more thread count.
DaveBooking.com.
What's going on over here?
I'm going with Dave Booking, bro.
Yep.
He's counting cash in front of us. Is this what's going on?
This is.
He's trying to buy clones with cash on the fucking.
Now you understand why he calls you Big Dummy. Okay,
he's flashing cash.
Rewatch your
someone's
segment.
Gonna rob you, dude. They're gonna come in and get you. They see you want $80 that you got there.
I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, good. Mission accomplished, guys.
There he is.
All right.
Wow.
Excellent.
Oh, no, it's back.
Oh. What the
we got
fuck?
rid of you. We're gonna have to soon because we're gonna have real guests coming in. I think. I don't know.
I'm
he
so
wrote-
anyway. I just wanted to,
Hey, the bus is safe. Everything's fine. Next week, though, big bus show. You'll have.
Hey, did you try the thing I told you yet? Did you do the other thing? Did you find the secret?
The thermostat?
Yeah. Did you try it?
Yeah, we tried that. It didn't.
What did it do?
Nothing.
You're not doing it right.
All right, I'll do it next
That
week.
is such a good look for you.
It opens the fan. It opens the extraction
Big
fan.
dummy.
Yeah. Hey, the extraction. Hey, over here.
It opens the extraction fan.
The extraction on the thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll call you for more advice later.
And don't reach
Peace
out to him
out.
for advice
Later,
on
big dummy.
eyeglasses either.
Feeling fucking zooted.
There we go.
James
so we had a
Bean.
little. That was a. Oh, by the way, anybody can understand who or what that was? That was Jan, aka Big Dummy, out in Puerto Rico, growing. He's got a humongous grow out there. It's 420,000 square feet. It's monstrous. It's the old Bayer pharmaceutical plant in Puerto Rico. So it's like, and they have literally the largest one there, and probably one of the larger ones in the U.S. in the sense, I'd say 420 is pretty large. It's 10 acres or something. So
How much are they using?
Huh?
How much of the 420,000?
They're not using all of it, of course, because they're like just the cafeteria was 50,000 square feet. That's where the people would go eat.
So Jan could go eat.
So it's, what's that? Yeah,
So
that's
Jan
just for Jan to eat. Actually, it's for Jan. They're like, we need 50,000 square feet for the buffet table on the right over here.
He really is. He gets bigger every time we see him.
Well, yeah, he's got it on 0.5, I think, too. I think he had it on that point. I think he's trying to get it all into one shot.
So he's really bigger?
No, that makes you a little rounder, though. You're like, rounder effect, more fish-eyed.
All right.
Speaking of fish-eyed, where's fucking Mr. Beck?
He said he was coming on. He just wrote back. Like maybe,
He lied. He said he was coming on at 5 o'clock. I think is what he told us.
Oh, maybe he's like California time, man. He's like,
I
bet you that's what's happening.
They're known to not care about.
They're
the
just like,
country
bro,
like that.
any other time zone does not exist to us.
Exactly.
We're in California, bro.
He's probably asking AI to write him some why California weed is better than Colorado weed jokes or something like that.
Right. I'm sure that's coming.
Beck?
Yeah. So tell us something about Seeds Here Now then, James, instead of sitting there fucking looking at your phone.
Oh, he's doing AI right now. He's making a whole new show.
Haters. I'm taking care of haters.
No, don't take care of fucking haters. Stop looking at it.
Fucking mess with my emotional balance, so now I gotta air you the fuck
not
out.
hater, but just somebody said something, so I wanted to respond to it because I don't think it was accurate. So.
Oh, they said this show sucks.
No, they said I suck.
They said you suck?
That I suck. That I suck, and I don't. I robbed them. And I sent them dead seeds, which I'm sure I did on purpose, right? Purposely.
Oh yeah, you radiate them all on the way out. Don't you put them all in the microwave? And
I boil them all. Yeah, no, that's right. I do microwave them.
Microwave till
They
they
taste
pop.
much better if they're
Until you see
microwaved.
smoke coming off, and then you're like, all right,
Just the
perfect.
craziest shit. Like, why would you even say that? Why would you even like?
And then crunch.
I can attest that you 100% are the most customer based seed company seed distributor that I've ever dealt with. So
and I appreciate that, and I like it where people get pissed off at me. You sent me fucking dead seeds. I'm like, I don't make fucking seeds, right?
Exactly.
Like
You are just
I'm just a
handling.
middleman. I'm a simple nobody. I'm just a broker. And so I can replace them. I can give you different seeds to make it right, but I didn't do it. So don't, I'm sure you're upset that your fucking room harmed, which I am too, but I didn't make them. I simply brokered them. And so all I can do is replace
No,
them.
and I can attest as a breeder, that's in your corral there. Every month you get an update, and if you have any returns, you're gonna know. And if you need, you know what I mean, like that's. And luckily, I don't get any of those too often. But if you do, then you take care of it, which is always, that's about the best you can do. Is exactly what you said. Replace seeds. And if they want different ones, and that's even, that's what I think is also important. Is like you get it because you've seen, like, that these people are. Like that might be their whole fucking deal is, and that they didn't get that they have a tent and they've got 10 seeds and they didn't get what they thought. They need a replacement. I mean, it's not a big deal. And to replace seeds is nothing.
It's nothing. I mean, once you initially, the way I look at it is initial buy-in, right? You initially bought into the strain for X amount of dollars or whatever the seeds, and so if they don't work, then you get more. You get different ones.
Right.
But there are bad batches, of course, that people have had, but I don't make them. I can't foresee them. I mean, I buy the shit. Remember, I buy the shit trusting, and I won't know if you're robbing me or not for 4 months. Like I'd meet like JJ, or I'd meet people at these trade shows, these breeders, and be like, okay, you're going to tell me that you did this, and I've got 2 days to vet you and make sure that you're who you say you are. And then on Sunday, I'm going to buy your remaining stock and we're going to leave. And I'm not going to know if you're fucking who you really said you are or not. That's how it was in the early days, like in 2010, 2014. I would go to trade shows, and down the booth to, 4 series down is Coastal. Well, who the fuck's Coastal? Let me look. Oh wow. Okay, who do you know? Who can I vet you through? Who do you have in common? Okay, cool. Let me check it. You say you got good gear. Okay, he says you got good gear. Because now I have to give you cash now, and you're gonna give me a bag of seeds.
Is this a cartel party?
It's kind of
like. You've also, you've over the because it's now how many years now? You've been like over 10 years, right? 15 years. Okay, so 15 years.
2010.
Just dealing with all these different breeders, and like you said, you don't know until it's like baking a cake. It's like a 4-month cake, and you're not even baking the cake. You're just selling people ingredients, and then they're baking the cakes, and then they have to come back to you, and it's like you don't know how they baked the cake. Did they fucking just like if you put it at 350, it's this time. Maybe I put 700.
It's fucking delicious, dog.
So you never really know what happened.
Like for instance, his seedlings all grew really long and fell over. So okay, we'll drop the light down on them. Right, here's another pack of seeds. Another pack of seeds. He sends you back a picture of a fucking HPS like 1,000 watt over the fucking seeds. I'm like, bro, you said drop the light on the seeds, not a Thowie. Fucking LED or something, right? But send another pack of seeds. So,
I just fucked up.
You did them all, but literally he didn't know better. So when I told him to drop the light down to his seeds, he could have thought that I meant the Thowie.
He wasn't. Most people don't do.
I had one guy write me like a heartfelt letter that I sent him for seeds, but like the mice ate his seedlings, and he was so upset. And so I replaced him. I was like, it could happen.
So in the 80s, when I used to go to California.
Totally happen. Totally can happen. I mean, that's the thing. If you're in an environment where that's the food source right there, and fucking hemp seeds, I can tell you from experience, I've had it where I left seeds on the screen that I was cleaning, and I came back and fuckers had eaten like $10,000 worth of seeds, like easily, just like a whole, like thousands and thousands and thousands of seeds were just like, and they just went fucking nuts. I even found them back in the day in Amsterdam. We used to have this big pile of, we just take it was all hemp seeds, and it was just like more of a display. So we just pour like 10 pounds of seeds into this thing, and we had all these different products in the seeds. And I came down one morning, and it was like a mouse had eaten so much hemp seeds that it just fell asleep in the pile of hemp seeds. It was like all fat and sleeping. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? This thing just ate itself till it couldn't eat anymore and passed out. I was like, fuck it. So yeah, they are definitely going to search that out if they can. Be a nightmare. Be a
So
nightmare for a seed.
the guy who wrote that, please send me an email, send me something, I'll take care of it. I've got nothing other to do, and so I mean I find it kind of crazy. People say I don't replace things. I replace everything. Just send us an email, take care of it.
Hey, as you can tell by just listening to James, is that he cannot sleep at night if he knows that there's a customer out there that's not happy with what's going on. Right?
He'll even write to you during the show.
Yeah, he'll get on the phone during the show and try to put out the fire. Try to put out the fire,
dude. Just hit up.
And
James.
half the time it's not my fire.
Right.
Like I said, I'm not the breeder. I'm just all I can do is give you more.
Why am I remembering from the 80s that when people used to sell seeds, and they always used to say things like, look, it's always going to be 50-50, hopefully, male to female, but you'll get about 80% germination rate. Like they couldn't guarantee. So I'm thinking of a plant that has thousands of seeds in it. Genetically speaking, for the plant, how many plants did it really think it was going to propagate? They were going to fall to the ground, and it was going to become next year's plant or several right there, right? So the fact that right now,
it's the reality of like hemp seeds, for instance. Most of them will get eaten by birds before they ever hit the ground, because when it's that time and they're all just popping out everywhere and they're fully seeded, they would change migration patterns of birds. So that's what's crazy, is that after they stop growing hemp, certain birds that normally would come in from the Arctic, or come in from the North Pole or whatever, and come fly down and then stop at all the hemp fields on the way down and power up for the flight, because they already knew that that's the best thing for their feathers, because they had a lot of oil in it, so it would make their feathers really fucking strong. So they would seek out hemp fields. That would be the whole thing. So farmers would always, if they were growing for seed, it was a kind of a battle at all times. Like you had to fucking time it, because if you didn't, they'd get half of it would get eaten by the birds. So
I'm just saying people should be thankful that they're getting nearly 100% germination rate on seeds, and they're working with someone like Seeds Here Now that'll replace them if you complain. But don't take advantage.
And I'm not saying 100% germination rate. Don't put those words in my mouth.
Yeah, Dave. Don't try to throw it out there. Jeez.
But we have a satisfaction guarantee. We don't have a germination because you're not supposed to germinate these seeds. These are
totally for.
Sorry for using the wrong nomenclature. I meant that they would work.
The wrong nomenclature puts you in jail. See, that's the problem.
Well, luckily I don't sell seeds.
They're coming to knock. They're knocking on the door, Dave. They're coming.
They're coming for me.
Souvenirs. But if we have a satisfaction guarantee, if you're unsatisfied for any reason,
I like that.
One of those reasons could very well be that you didn't have a good germination rate, but if you're unsatisfied for any reason, we'll give you your free seeds.
Satisfaction guarantee. I like that. That's good.
Just a way around.
That's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for in the seed world.
So, so enough about that. But yeah, if you just contact me, I'll send you more. I mean, it's the thing that used to make me crazy is that when people would go to Facebook or Instagram and blow me up about, I got cheated from him and he fucking sucks. It's like, did you even call me and give me a chance to fix them? Like, I would have sent them to you, but you didn't. You just went out there and made an ass of us, and now you won't even. Sure, I'll fix them. Everybody knows I fix them. So.
Well, they obviously.
So we were talking earlier today about potential guests for the show. Did you reach out to anybody? Did you reach out to the guys that we talked about?
Trilogy? Yeah, I've got those guys probably next week if you wanted them. We're gonna have their drop next Wednesday.
Yeah, that's perfect time then. So let's do it. And that would, it's all triploids, which is a crazy subject. It's out there. It's a big claim, and I'm always curious. And people are confident that they have stuff that is, consistently throwing down triplet. Because the key would be that it's like saying feminized. Like if you don't have a really good, stable feminized sort of thing going on, you shouldn't put them out, because you're really fucking with people's situations. Because if they're expecting it to be 99%, let's say, then unless they're growing thousands of them, then they should expect to have all females. You know what I mean? But if you're doing any kind of quantities, I think the biggest problem that I've seen with triploids is that the promise is that you're producing sterile plants that can grow amongst full-blown males, just throwing pollen around, and you will not get any seeds. Now that's great, and that's an awesome feature, but it's also
a huge claim.
It's a huge claim. Like, and as a breeder, I would be like, I get nervous when I hear stuff like that. Like even with feminized back in the day,
and on a larger scale, that's a liability.
It's a huge liability. It was a reversal of the feminized thing. And now with the feminized part, it was like, okay, you're going to have a field of female plants. But once you get into a field, anytime you go over 1,000, you're kind of getting into the danger zone, because if it's 1 in 1,000, if it's 99.9%,
life finds a way.
That means that, you know, when you start hitting 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, the chances get super high that you're going to have at least one, if not three, if not maybe even 10. And I've seen that. The thing is, I got a lot of seeds tested, and you can get your male female ratios pretty on point, because you give them 100 seeds and they'll, you know, or even a couple hundred seeds, and they'll do a full test, and then they'll get a good ratio. And this is when the hemp game was really big. Everybody was doing feminized and growing in fields, you know, and they were claiming big claims, especially here in Colorado. People were claiming big claims, but they had not done they've only done one or two cycles. And the thing is, you really have to have done 3 or 4 to really be confident that those things are going to be that high up. So there was stuff coming onto the market that was high 80s, low 90s. That's not good. You know what I mean? So if you say low 90s, that means you could have like 80 plants out of 1,000 be male, which is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like one plant on a 5-acre. I saw in Colorado, when the hemp, also same hemp situation, there was guys who had a beautiful little 5-acre spot. So they had 5 acres, all female plants, and he would put one plant on the corner of that field, one just good sized plant, and the whole field got fully pollinated. We're talking 5 acres, you know, so 2,000 plants per acre, that's 10,000 plants. So 10,000 plants, one plant fully, you know, he didn't even want to do more than that, because he was like, they were like locked in on this one cross that they knew was consistent. So they were just like a cherry wine male or something like that. But anyway, it was like, and I was like, that's it? That's all you got? This one plant? He's like, the one plant, more than enough. So if you have 80 plants, you know what I mean, in that same area, you're fucked. You're going to have
that's a good thing. If we're talking about the history of the show, that I wanted to shout out to the show and shout out to you and shout out to Chat Gang and thank you, was that I've used your show as like a platform for vetting breeders. Mm-hmm. Right, because I can do all the vetting I can. You can tell me you made OG Kush, sure you did. Right, I can call your contacts. I can look at your weed. You can bring me jars. But like once I got them on the show and they're in front of the Chat Gang and everybody else, then all the history comes out, all the bullshit. Somebody knows a story of something you misspeak, then they can pick it apart. And I was able to see things through there. So
they're good at that.
Yeah. Well, you know, that we never, well, the key is also when I have anybody on the show that I don't know, if I know them, it's also, there's always a little bit of that, like, okay, might know too much already, so I got to tiptoe around things or whatever. But when I don't know them, it's just straight up, like, we're all learning at that point, like where they're at. And there's been a few surprises in both directions, where there's been situations where I've been like not expecting it didn't seem like they would have had that much experience, and all of a sudden it seems like, holy shit, they have a lot. But that's also usually when it's like the multi-generational farmers, like, oh, my dad or, you know, my uncle or whatever. Those situations you do see, like, a lot of times a lot of experience. And then the opposite end, you see other marketeers style where you have like really like 2 years, like, okay, so you already know that they've only done X amount of things, meaning they haven't hit a lot of those issues, which I think the key to the whole thing about cannabis is that the part you can't sort of part you can't buy. Well, you can, you buy it every time you fuck up, but it's all those fuck ups along the way that you learn, right? So or your friend fucks up or you know, and we had more than just
lessons are more expensive than others.
Well, we had more than growing situations. We had like everything situations back in the day. It was like you know, got to deal with cops or landlords or this, that. You know, we had so many different things that had nothing to do with running a business. Whereas now, if you are really good at marketing and you're really good at photography and you're really good at any of those kind of things, you could like look at this as a whole new avenue. And within, you know, a year's time, with a couple of other people who have not got zero experience, you've got that 1 year of experience, and then you're going to start teaching people shit, which I see it all the time. There's a ton of people out there doing shows and things, and it's like, okay, but then I see them growing, like, oh, they're growing with Athena, and they're, you know, they're doing it like this, and they're doing it like that, and they're like, they're you know, they're trimming wet, and I'm like, that's nobody, like, okay, you don't have experience. You don't have the experience, obviously, because you think that this is more efficient, but it's not, because we already know that you sit there and trim it all wet, and you're like, unless you're running like such an amazing amount of weed that you can't afford to to wait around, you're kind of you already know you're fucking it all up. You know what I mean? Like that's stupid. Why are you doing that? You're only growing a small amount of plants, and you're trying to like do it on a commercial level. You know, there's things like that too. I see just people not the experience. You know what I mean? And then there's other.
Like when we walk into the big facility, and the guy's got like 100 fucking reservoirs underneath each tray.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Like, why really? Like you were really a smaller, and you just tried to scale, and that's how you knew how to scale.
Exactly, and so there's that kind of guy out there, but you know and so I think that what has been good is having those breeders come on and tell their stories, and then you can kind of, I think it's also important when you're buying seeds, you kind of want to gel with the person that, you know, produced them if it's still at this level where it's intimate or like it's one guy. Because a lot of the breeders are just, you know, like when we had
what's his name?
Exactly. Now I'm like, like Romulan on, and it was like I was under the assumption it was a completely different person until he got on the show, and then I was like, wait a minute, oh holy shit, okay, this is interesting, you know what I mean? And it was a different, it wasn't connected to the original story, which is what I thought it was. So there,
Joe, right?
Exactly. So there's those surprises that I think we all have, which is always interesting, you know, especially when it's like new and fresh. And then you can really tell, you know, you get certain people on, and then you're like, wow, I really like this guy, and then probably helps them with some sales along the way, and then it makes you want to, you know, grow their gear. So
yeah, and then there's other guys you hear and you're like, fuck, I don't want to. Can you take my money back? Like, I don't want to grow your gear anymore.
Yeah, we won't say who, but we remember the comment of, I just take the two best, most hype strains and I stick them together. And we're like, oh, well, there you go. It's exactly like zero work done. Just like, I want the most popular shit to the most popular shit and equals more popular shit. And you're like, okay,
wow, really?
Exactly. And at the same time, they still put out a lot of good stuff along the way, because it is pretty, you know, inevitable that if you work with a bunch of quality gear out there, that something's going to fall through the cracks. You know what I mean? Whether it's good and bad. And there's some situations where you put two great things together and nothing good comes out of it. You know what I mean?
Every now and then you get a corky. Every now and then you get a corky.
Well, even like for instance, like even though the Mac is really good, it's a great strain. There's so many like inherent issues within the line, you know what I mean? Like, so when you try to make seeds, they don't make good seeds, and when you try to do this, like I've just seen a lot of like here in Colorado, it's funny, they're growing so much Mac here. Like we have a really good cut at our facility, and it seems like everybody's got probably the same one, which is like, it definitely throws down. It puts out a ridiculous amount of resin and weight, but it's also kind of like hit and miss when it's like, it seems to be like the kind of plant where the moms kind of fall away after a while. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have the lasting quality as much. It's kind of weird. So it could be other things too. You never know. It could be more viruses. But in general, yeah, there's so much, but they're growing so much of it because it's kind of like how the Gorilla Glue was back in the day, where everybody was growing it, and now it's hard to find a good cut because everybody thought well, fuck it, everyone else is growing it, we're going to move on to something else. And that's kind of what's happening here with that. Like everybody's got that. Like when you're going to the wholesale people, they're like, okay, well, as long as it's not Mac.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys are still on Mac. That's going on 6 years ago.
Oh, I know. More. Colorado gets stuck in a little in things. I mean, for instance, back in the day, Flow was like everywhere, and it was like the most common plant ever. And now people are like, you know what, I really like that Flow, man. I wish we could get that back. You know, you're like, it's around, don't worry, it's out there. People get.
It's like the biggest drops we have right now, or the most sales we have right now, are landrace guys. You know, that rated landrace stuff comes in, or snow high stuff comes in. That, you know, it's breeders guys buying them. In fact, I spoke to Mean Gene today. He's got some films headed my way, so that'll be exciting.
Oh yeah, and also I haven't listened to one yet, but Mean Gene is on doing stuff with Heavy Days down, and who else? Was somebody else I think also. Oh, and Not So Dog, I think, right? Weren't they doing a new show?
Not So Dog, yeah, I think.
Right. So it looks kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm sure with me and Gene involved, I'm sure it's hilarious. I'm sure it has
The
some
guy's
hilarious-
classic. He's a classic. I think, like I said, I think he germinates probably a 5-gallon bucket worth of seeds every year. Like he's a quality dude. Goes through the numbers, looks for shit. Could have completely raped the root beer, but saved it and kind of used it for positive purposes. He used it for auctions and stuff, which was really cool. Yeah, I've been known Gene for a while. I like the guy. He's a good guy. Good guy.
Right. Yeah, we should have him back on the show sometime soon. We can do a little cross promotion between those two shows. Because like I said, I haven't listened.
I had a guy hit me up for some turkey bag. A strain of his called turkey bag. And so I asked him today on it. I said, "Oh yeah, get you some." So we'll have him next time I talk to him. I'll have him see if he wants to come on promote the next drop. His new films. That's when I talked to him. I told him, I said, films are kind of ruling the market right now. Regs are kind of like this. The big bangers can still sell regs, but for the most part, they're just slower. I mean, it's just.
What about the autoflower market?
Like I was saying to you the other day, I think it's slower at the moment because there's still a bit of hype on. I mean, obviously, people think everything's easier when it's feminized, and like we just talked about, like it is until it isn't. It is until it isn't, and then it's like, oh man, I didn't even think that was going to happen. But I do think when it comes to like collectors and that kind of vibe,
The classic strains.
they always want
new
more
regs.
regular. Most people want regular. If they're not going to grow them right away, they're just going to it's going to go into the vault or whatever. They mostly want regs. And if it's going to be grown tomorrow or like it's going to go into production, then they want fem because they just don't want to waste the space. And there's that kind of like, if you're out there buying beans, then I'd imagine you're kind of looking for the new flavor. You're in that ice cream phase, you know what I mean? Like ice cream shop phase where you just want to try all the different flavors, right? So you're kind of searching, because the biggest problem with feminized, in my opinion, is like you do bottleneck stuff. The worst, actually, sorry, not even feminized, when it's like auto feminized, which is really when people are like, that's probably your other next bestseller, I'd imagine, is because people
the bestseller is autos. It's completely flipped from 5 years ago.
Yeah, and autos really are hard because if you're into cannabis and you grow something that you like, then you can't keep a mom of it.
It's not sustainable. Like you got to come back to me every time you want to grow more. And
right.
That's why I never sold them. Like you
so from a commercial
Wait
point
a
of
minute,
view,
you're complaining that customers are going to come back and buy more things from you?
Yeah, I know.
What?
Crazy. I understand. That's why I didn't sell them for like the first 4 years of the business because they were unsustainable. They're like the heroin
Great
of fucking
ethics.
crack seeds. You always got to come back. And so with clones and fems and regs, you can take your clone and keep it. You don't have to come see everybody.
Well, that was the whole thing. It's like you
Autos.
feel like you're like with regulars, you feel regular, and with with feminized, I guess too. But with regulars, for sure, you really feel like you're empowering people, right? You're giving them the option to breed. If you wanted to
make
take
your
a
own.
male, oh wow, you can make. Guess what? You buy 2 different companies.
That's
So
where gear
hopefully-
like yours still sells, and gear like Snow Highs and stuff. It's classic. It's brand name. Like MK Ultra. Like who the fuck doesn't want to work with MK Ultra now?
Well,
right?
yeah, and it's like, I mean, at this point in time, I mean, stability is also like continuity, right? So if something's been out there long enough and it's been grown by enough people and there's enough good feedback, and you go online and you look, it's just, it's always nice to see crossover where people really, especially at time frames where that certain drops, because it is like with anything, like certain drops are better than others. You just can't help it because you'll have just like really healthy crop at the right, like a winter crop where everything's humming along and you're like, just like, and as you're popping the beans out, you know they're good. You know what I mean? You know that was a great one. And then there's other crops where it's like, it was a little bit hotter.
See, I don't know what you mean, though. That's what you say. I mean, I don't know that.
Oh, I know you don't know.
I'm
I'm just saying to the people out there that are like, even if you're on both sides of it, it's like wine. It's like anything. Like, yeah, you can't stop production, even though you might know this one might be 10% better than the last one. It's like
2013 was a bad year for wine, and 15 was an excellent year. You still
exactly
had to sell the wine in 13.
Exactly, and it can be like that with seeds, and it can be like that with. It's obviously like that with weed because, everybody who's like dealt with certain growers who they got their weed from, they could tell, you know what I mean? Especially if you got weed from the same guy over year after year after year, you would know the guy had fucking summer was better than, this summer was better than last summer. Or if it's outdoor and if it's indoor, it's very much depending on how on point that person was and if there was no issues along the way. And so, how many times I'm sure people have pushed weed that should not have been pushed into the market. And nowadays None of that shit would have ever sold. Oh, speaking of weed that shouldn't be in the market.
Breaking news.
Finally, we can take a break.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, what is up, you guys? How are you?
What's happening?
What's going on?
Oh, we're just.
This is how you're going to join us? Come on.
Filling time for
Sorry,
till the
bro,
superstar gets here. We're waiting for our
a-
superstar guest.
I have a new producer, and we're trying to work out the bugs in the thing, and you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which, I thought now that you're on the show, Dave doesn't know anything about this, but fucking Jason is trying to steal our steez. Dave, he had a whole show with was nothing but tech errors. The entire show, from almost like 10 minutes into the show, for the next 50 minutes, it was just him walking around going, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" I don't think they can hear me. Can you hear me?
I got a whole story.
And I watched the whole thing. I literally watched the whole thing because I was like, "This is fucking amazing, dude." He's not turning it off. I would have already given up a long time. I would have been like, "You know what, guys? It ain't working. We're out." And he had guests. And nobody could hear him, and he couldn't hear them, but they could hear. I could hear it. Oh, it was just hilarious. I was like, "This is Adam Dunn show right here. He's stealing our entire formula."
Well, wait till we find out that he probably stole all our advertisers too. He's going to have seats here now.
They're canceling all of our.
I want clones.
Did he reach out to you?
I'm happy to take all any advertisers you guys don't want or just want to share.
When do we ever not want our advertisers? Of course we want our advertisers.
Just saying.
We know your style. We
have great deals going on over here at High and Nine.
So tell me about the tech show. Let's start there.
Yeah.
My producer engineer got mad at the beginning of the show.
Mark, don't listen right now. Mark,
pay attention. Mark's not paying attention. A friend of his showed up. So pay attention. We're talking about you.
Totally sabotaged the show and quit like 4 minutes into the show.
Oh,
wait! Don't pay attention to that, Mark. Don't listen.
That's so epic right there. I'm glad you kept it up. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you can't see it right now because his little bitch ass went and filed a copyright strike on it.
No, I got to see it. I saw it live. I think it was maybe live. Did you go live or was it?
Yeah, we're live, bro. We only do live, bro.
I know, but I'm just wondering if because it was up for a little while, so I don't think I saw it live.
He put the strike on it last night.
Okay, because I saw it.
What's the strike on it? What are you talking about?
Copyright strike.
Mm-hmm.
For what though? Was there something in there that you didn't pay? That you probably have all sorts of shit.
Well, there's tons of shit, but like he's trying to say. So mind you, he's been my employee for 2 years. Okay, over 2 years, and he's trying to say that he owns the rights to the music that is the startup. And but that's a work for hire thing, bro. That's not a, you know what I'm saying?
Good,
like
Vinnie.
anybody knows that he's gonna totally screw himself up when he's trying to be in this business if he's gonna try to claim work for hire when you're the producer of a show. And you know what I'm
Mark,
saying?
Are you
No. Mark didn't do it. Vinnie did it. And Vinnie's outside with the barbecue right now.
Mark,
really? They're not that good.
You should Google work for hire just so that you know what that means.
Shut the fuck up, man. What the fuck? Don't give
it. If I'm paying you on the clock, you can't claim to have made it in insurers.
But we don't really pay Mark, though. And Vinnie, so they don't really get money.
Maybe you guys got sponsors. How come you don't pay Mark? That's fucked up.
We don't pay
Mark.
Wow. Dude, you don't even know. You don't want to know. He owes me money. It's like
we gave Mark the opportunity.
It's like a Bruno Mars thing, right? He owns a casino for $2 million.
It's like I get
money for some weed.
Think of all the work Mark is going to get afterward when he can say he was the producer of the Adam Dunn Show.
They're like, you did this all for free, man. You're the man. Like, go look at the high.
I want to hire him.
Guy. Oh man, check out that one episode. You got to get it back though. You got to get that thing back up.
He doesn't have his camera on, but we feed him right now. Ruffles. He gets a bag of Ruffles.
Oh, he gets a bag of Ruffles every week, dude. That's more than enough.
What about truffles? We love truffles.
Truffles and he can have
truffles and Ruffles.
Sometimes he gets truffles.
Ruffles, you're not going to be able to get Ruffles pretty soon. They're going to be just only available in the trap market when our
trans fats. Oh yeah, the fucking bioengineered ingredients. This contains bioengineered ingredients.
What's wrong with that?
What, bioengineered?
No, making sure that bioengineered ingredients don't appear in our food system.
Happening, dude.
It's a good thing. Keep high fructose corn syrup.
Cool. Oh, dude, we're gonna be all jonesing. People are gonna be.
I haven't had high fructose corn syrup in probably 15 years.
You'd be slanging it.
I hate that shit.
So Mr. Beck, all right. So now we know you stole the concept of the show. You're trying to be the guy who can't produce his own show, which like I'm that guy, so that's me. You know, right. You got to be that. No, don't steal that one from me.
Well, back. You don't know if it fits into right or wrong.
So who's your new guy? You got a new guy now, or you're just doing it all hand solo?
No. I got it. We got a new guy. Where I'm in the process.
Oh, fuck! It's 7 o'clock. My internet's going off. God damn it!
Right now.
Oh no! Is it really? There he goes. There he's off. And that was it. I told you Mexico turns their shit off. Time it's over. You get no internet in Mexico.
In Mexico?
He was in Mexico. He's in Cancun. And literally at 7 o'clock. Bye-bye. No more internet for you.
That's crazy.
That's
didn't know
nuts,
that.
Huh? Why didn't he just get a Starlink? What the fuck?
I have a Starlink.
So are we. We're both Elon back to back right here, baby.
Yep. Audio. Just so you know, I hear myself in the thing, but I'm not seeing any audio on it.
Yeah, you just
he's doing it on our show now. Look, he's doing it on
holy shit.
Bro, I'm a multitasker, Adam.
He's over here OBSing and doing all sorts of shit. Mostly BSing. A lot of BSing. Some OBSing.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Don't say that. You're going to trigger my producer when you start talking OBS talk. You know that. So don't do that, please.
Why? Is he not fluent?
Oh, Mark, he's dissing you now.
It's fine.
That was a question. That wasn't a statement.
No. I know how I know your statements. I know how your questions go.
Oh man, stop the cap. Stop the cap, bro.
Oh my God. I get my 12-year-old out here to start talking.
What did he say?
Tell me what's going on. Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh, hold on. My roadcaster's not on. Shit, son of a bitch. Hold on a second.
And now you're gonna trigger Vinnie.
What is stop the cap?
Our roadcaster's broken on our one piece. What's the broken on it?
Fucking shit.
We just
that
need
fucking
someone who
messed
can
with my
solder
emotional
something.
boundaries, so now I gotta air you the fuck out.
Yeah,
I
Cap is a
see
lie.
him talking, but I don't hear any
Yes,
of the
Cap is a
words.
lie.
She said Cap
I'm
is
here,
a
bro.
lie.
I'm
Why
always
is
here.
informing
I'm
us what Cap
always here
means?
for you guys for the Adam Dunn show. We love the Adam Dunn show here.
Hang on one second, Jason. I'm getting a translation of something you said. What is stop
Doesn't
the
know
cap?
what cap
Mark?
is yet. He's
Dude, I just said it
old. He's
5
a
times.
boomer.
I didn't hear you.
Cap is a lie.
Stop the cap. All right, so
Cap
basically,
is a
I
lie.
didn't really understand it all at first either.
Stop
you know
the
what I'm
lie.
saying? Just full
Now
transparency.
you're flexing
But
it and you didn't even know
cap
what it meant.
basically means that
Full of shit.
you're lying or joking or you know what I'm saying, like stop bullshitting basically is what stop the cap means.
Sounds so lame. Yeah. Okay. Well,
You know what? I can hear my 16-year-old saying it, but coming out of your mouth, it just sounds so fucking wrong.
Well, it's
He's
because
Dark
I'm young
Maga.
and
He's
hard,
allowed to say whatever he wants.
Dave,
Dark Maga.
do you like my hat, Dave?
Why isn't it red?
No, that's the new version. That's
It's
the
dark
new,
Maga,
he's
bro.
got the Elon
This is the
You
hardest
gotta
to
do
get
the
hat
goofy.
that
You
there
gotta
is
do
in the
the
world
goofy
right
jump.
now.
No, do the goofy autistic jump now.
Oh,
No, do the jump. The jump. It's not. That's
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the autistic
Jerk off
jump.
two guys.
No.
Yeah, do this.
I hope the feds ain't watching this.
Do the double donger. Yeah, no.
No. You got to jerk him off. You're doing it
Double
wrong.
donger. Come on, bukkake. Go the bukkake.
You guys are funny.
Come on, you said you were going to come. You were bringing the heat.
I'm the only one who parties.
I am bringing the fire.
What fire? You're badly producing your show on your end. You're plugging your roadcaster in halfway.
Bro, I'm
Bring the heat.
freaking
What do you
entertaining,
got?
Dave. I'm giving all your people something to talk about and watch about.
Oh, don't worry.
All right,
There's plenty.
you do that.
Yeah, take it over from me. Go ahead.
So, well,
The important thing is to free the flower.
Let's start at the obvious.
Okay.
You're in LA. It's fucking.
Not anymore. God is
You're
good.
out of?
God is good. God is good. God made sure that I could move to Orange County. I've been in Orange County.
Okay. So you're out of. You're
So
out of there.
ever since the middle of August, I have moved to Orange County.
But he's a reporter.
Timing is.
So
impeccable.
I'm offering safe refuge for any of my friends in LA that need some help or whatnot. I have a nice size house over here, and so you know what I mean. If any friends need help or support through this time, I'm here for them.
Okay, so that's good. Like my friend, like Mo, he was in Carbon Canyon before, and he moved to San Fernando Valley, so he's out of there too. But it sounded bad at first. Sounds way better now. You're like, okay. Yeah. Bottom of his hill because he was right above where Duke's is at. And that was on the thing like right out of the gate because when they had any of the major places they were talking about right away, I was like, oh shit, that's at the bottom of Mo's old street. And that was early.
Oh, we lost him.
And
Thank
he
you.
left us in the middle of the
we
show. He's
love it.
gone. He's like, I'm out of here.
We're never having him on again.
I'm here. I don't know why you guys. I just want to get to my production desk. Every
What?
once in a while
Walk
to make
away.
sure-
What are
That's
you
all right. He
talking
can do
about?
whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants.
Dude, I just want to make sure you guys can see the High and 9 logo clear without me buffering in front of it.
Oh, look at you trying to market your.
Yeah.
So
come
how
on.
is it? How is the show going? How's your listenership?
Show is going amazing. We have surpassed over 5,000 subscribers. We have surpassed over 1,200,000 views on January 6th on our channel. You guys.
Oh, magic that on the right day,
Magic
right
day.
time.
It's a
Perfect.
day of freedom.
Here you go. And
Yeah.
every day, what time are you starting at early? What time are you starting?
We start go
start at
live
9.
a.m. Pacific and high noon on the East Coast.
I'm just
every
fucking
Monday
with
through
him. I
Friday.
just want to make sure he's on brand there.
Say it again. Give us your
High
fucking.
and 9.
Yes, we are America's #1 daily cannabis news show, High at 9 News, at 9 a.m. Pacific and high noon on the East Coast, every Monday through Friday. Everything you need to know to grow, develop, and pivot in the ever-changing cannabis industry. How do you feel, Adam?
About the cannabis industry and about your delivery there. Your delivery is the reason that Mark loves having you on the show, because he's like, whenever he's on the show, this is the way I like when he goes into his newscaster mode. That's
You
right,
know
Mark?
why? Because I'm probably the only person that can hit the top of the sound bar when on the dial. So make sure.
Are you sure?
For all those little...
I like that. Yeah, your range is good. You have a good range there, sir.
Yeah.
But you need more chopper noise. Do you have
What is this?
Vinny, do you have chopper noises? Because that's what we need.
I'll find it.
How about a news
If you're ever
story?
going to do High at 9 News, you have to have the then it's authentic.
Do you have a news story for us, Jason?
I mean, he's out there in the zone. You figured there'd be a little news.
You know,
What's he doing? He's listening.
Maybe
talking to
even
somebody.
tell us something that you reported on this morning, because I don't think anybody on Listen Star Show watches yours.
What? No, they all do.
I had
Every
a
one of them.
I had a fantastic story today, you guys.
That's the wrong helicopter sound there, Vinny. Is that the Al Qaeda test thing, or what was that? That was that.
That's that song.
I had a fantastic story today. I see Jesse still in OBS, but I don't.
No, sorry.
Still there?
Why don't you just tell us the story?
Oh, so your producer's name's Jesse? So that's your Jamie?
No. Well, Jesse does help us out a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Is there
So
any
that-
possibility of you telling us the story?
Nope.
Hold on, just.
He
I'm pulling
can't
up.
get
Give
it.
me
He
a
doesn't
second.
have it in
I read
front of him.
perfection.
You haven't memorized it?
No, if he doesn't have he needs to read off a cue card. He's like Ron Burgundy. He can only he says everything that's on the card. If it's not on the card, he can't say it.
No, it's over. Teleprompter's out.
Last
the old
time, anything
teleprompter
you put on that
situation.
prompter, Dave, will read.
Hey, that was quick.
Holy shit! Did I not put the thing in Discord today? Son of
Oh
a-
my God! This is you're trying to do the old tech difficulty
Just
thing.
relax, you guys. Just
It's a
relax.
shtick.
I'm
It's a
pulling it
shtick
up,
he's
okay?
doing now. He knows exactly what's going on.
Give me, you know.
Look at that little
He's like,
smirk.
Adam Dunn is so successful with his failures.
Yeah.
I want to be like him. I want to be just like him.
I want to be just like him.
The funny part was though, is I was, like I said, I was watching your episode and there was a moment I was like, damn, he's doing a lot. He's got a lot of shit going on there. He's pretty professional. And then it just fucking fell apart. And I was just like, kind of part of me said, yeah, good job. And I'm still in there. I still have a play. Because I was, for a moment there, I thought
Calm down.
you may have made us look so bad because of your professionalism. But then to turn around and realize we might even be more professional than you. It's
All right,
terrible.
you guys. So, a Utah man
There we go.
was arrested after allegedly giving his 8-year-old marijuana gummies. You guys.
Are you fucking kidding me? He
That's
did it.
right.
He gave it to them, or
Hold on. Just wait till you hear this
All
story.
right.
bro. This-
Yeah,
this
let me
is
hear it.
Insane. A Utah man is now facing several charges after police say that he knowingly gave his 8-year-old son marijuana gummies. Craig Richard Goldlife, or Goldliffey, 43, is facing charges for child endangerment, purchase of a firearm by a restricted person, and intoxication. According to court documents obtained by Fox 13 News on Wednesday, officers were called by Godlife's mother, who said that her son was sick and incoherent with his son. Officers responded and said Craig was acting manic and speaking of complete magic rituals, you guys. Completing magic.
This is the dad who's talking about magic rituals.
Yeah, the dad has fucking lost his noodle, bro. Good life. He admitted to officers that he had taken a large amount of marijuana, Viagra, and caffeine. Dave. He also stated that he had been given marijuana to his son. Officers say when they were let into Gold Life's home, they saw urine and feces on the floor near several large boxes of marijuana products. Good Life told police that he had defecated on the floor and was watching porn while his son was sleeping. Good Life, he also told police that if they searched the home, they would find...
We cut his feet off. Please. You are never coming back on the show.
The 8-year-old was less coherent than normal, a child of that age, and the child told officers that his father had given him a gummy, but he didn't know what kind. At the hospital, the child tested positive for marijuana and told his mother that Good Lifey would always give him gummies before he went to sleep.
Anybody want to ask Jason a question on his last appearance on the show?
Hold on, Dave. You're going to love this part. This is the final paragraph.
I don't love any part of this.
When officers searched the house, they found over 9 pounds of various marijuana products in the kitchen, and officers report that the products weren't properly stored and were unmarked and easily accessible to children. 2 handguns were also found in the closet.
Great guy.
Yeah. You got a lot of listeners from that story.
You pick out the best. You pick out
Inside
the greatest.
Baseball with Adam Dunn here.
Making us Swede people look really good.
Yeah,
there.
thank you.
That one.
Appreciate that one. He's not a weed person.
That's an irresponsible guy right there.
That's a douchebag.
Let me be first to say very irresponsible.
Complete douchebag. Don't be like
that
guy.
You have any better stories than that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You didn't think that was good?
No.
That's
the difference between you and humanity.
It was like,
What do you mean? That is humanity. That's the whole point, Dave. That is humanity. Us as a species. That is the lowest rung.
We have hit the lowest rung. We started at the lowest. Let's move our way up.
Okay, so now bring it up a notch there.
Bring it up
Is your producer in the room with you? Is he giving you the,
for more, huh?
you know?
Interesting.
More, yeah, we want more. Yeah, give me more.
Yeah. All right, there's a question. There's a question from the chat on our end here. Can we let Jason go? Possibly we can.
Where do they want to let me go to?
Because you're so you're uplifting. You're just a breath of fresh air. Love having you on.
Okay, here I got a story for you guys. Here's a little feel good
story time. Here we go.
You guys want a feel good story? You little cuddly bears.
Dave does. Dave needs it.
Apparently.
This is his moment.
The cannabis industry relief efforts, you guys, are underway as wildfires rage across the Los Angeles area. Right, Los Angeles area cannabis operators are prioritizing the safety and security of their employees and relief efforts amid historic wildfires raging across the region that have killed at least 10 people, displaced countless others, and decimated thousands of homes and businesses, you guys. While it's far too early to assess potential damages in one of the world's largest regulated marijuana markets, a handful of retailers in Malibu and around Altadena are in or near evacuation areas. According to maps published by the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection and cross-referenced with store locations, a Rise outlet in Pasadena operated by Green Thumb Industries is among the closures, according to an automated message at the business. The Chicago-based multi-state operator did not immediately respond to a MJ Biz Daily request for comment. And nearly all the city's marijuana retailers are located away from affluent coastal areas, largely because of local outputs, a commonality that ultimately shielded them from the path of some of these fires. According to the California Department of Cannabis Control, the DCC, the state's chief regulator, only 2 cannabis retail licenses are in Malibu, and none are in the coastal neighborhood of the Pacific Palisades. Wow. Altadena, another hotspot of wildfire activity and evacuations located in unincorporated Los Angeles County in the San Gabriel Valley, also had no licensed retailers, the agency told MJ Biz Daily. Other local marijuana businesses, including retail chain operator Catalyst Cannabis and Mammoth Distribution, had accounted for all employees and reported no damages or closures. In a quote, "We've been lucky on no fires and no issues," Catalyst CEO Elliot Lewis told MJ Biz via text on Thursday morning. Long Beach-based Catalyst operates 29 stores in the state, with a vast majority in the Los Angeles area. Mammoth Distribution manufacturing headquarters are in North Hollywood and is located about 10 miles north of the Sunset Fire, which erupted Wednesday night in the Hollywood Hills. Firefighters snuffed out that fire by Thursday afternoon, prompting officials to lift an evacuation order in the Hollywood Hills West neighborhood. And the building that I used to live in was actually evacuated that night also, just so you guys know. Thank God I was able to move. In a quote, "Most importantly, none of our employees have lost their home," said Wesley Hine, head of global brand expansion at Los Angeles-based Mammoth and president of the California Distribution Association. In a quote, he also says, "But I believe everyone in our city, our team included, have friends or family who have lost their homes, so it's an incredibly emotional time for all." Mammoth's Heavy Hitters brand is one of the top-selling vape brands in the state, and in a quote, "It's staggering we're in day 3 of this, and there's zero containment in populated areas," said Hine, who was in Encino, a few miles from the evacuation zone. In a quote, "We're going to think of ways we can help the greatest number of people," he says. From the South Bay, sunset watchers on Wednesday could see a giant plume of smoke billowing across the Pacific Ocean from the hard-hit areas of the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles and neighboring Malibu. Nearly 180,000 residents are under mandatory evacuation orders across the region, and the number continues to rise. The death toll also climbed to 10, and law enforcement warned of more expected fatalities, several media outlets reported. In a 9-hour span on Thursday, the number of damaged and or destroyed structures jumped from over 2,000 to more than 9,000, the Los Angeles Times reported. Raging winds, which topped 65 miles per hour on Tuesday night in some places, caused widespread flare-ups miles away and were expected to diminish by Thursday afternoon in some areas before picking up again this weekend, according to the National Weather Service. The Weather Service has extended red flag warnings in hard-hit areas around Malibu, Pacific Palisades, and much further east into Altadena. The 2 largest outbreaks had little containment as of Thursday evening, and the Palisades fire, which engulfed nearly 20,000 acres, was 6% contained as of press time. The Eden fire above Altadena and neighboring Pasadena, which has scorched 13,690 acres, has had zero containment. The Los Angeles Department of Cannabis Regulation, the DCR, is monitoring the situation and weighing assistance options, according to the agency spokesperson Jen Marroquin. In a quote, she says, "We are working with different partners to see what assistance will be possible for those affected," she told MJ Biz Daily via a text. "I encourage those cannabis entrepreneurs who have been impacted by the fires to reach out to the DCR." But they say wildlife relief is underway, you guys. That's right, because the Gelato brand is delivering its newly released water products throughout Los Angeles and other affected areas to first responders and evacuees. The San Diego County-based company has been dropping off pallets of canned Gelato spring water to firefighters stationed at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, the command post for Eaton fire response teams at the Pasadena Civic Center, and at the Dream Center in Los Angeles. Gelato
medicated water? Is that medicated water?
No, it's just water, bro. It's just water branded as Gelato.
Oh,
Gelato will also have a team on the ground handing out water for everyone in need. In a quote, they say, "Even though we are based in San Diego, there was no way I could just stand by and watch these fires sweep through LA and do nothing," said George Sadler, CEO and co-founder of Gelato Canico and its sister business, Gelato Water. In a quote, "Community is first and foremost to Gelato, so having the ability to bring some sort of relief to those affected by the fires is the least we can do." In a quote, "We will continue to bring water up to LA as this problem will be solved overnight, they say. The Artistry said it's setting up a donation boxes at its stores in Koreatown and central Los Angeles, as well as its location in West Hollywood. While the company is headquartered in Hawthorne, essential items like canned food, water, first aid, toiletries, blankets will be taken to shelters in various locations throughout the city, accepting these donations. And state cannabis regulators are offering some help, you guys. I'm not sure how much help they're going to be offering, but whatever. The DCC notified license holders that they can request disaster relief from the agency. Licenses impacted by wildfires also may request a temporary waiver from certain regulations under its disaster relief authority, officials said. Questions about DCC's disaster relief program can be emailed to info@cannabis.ca.gov or by phoning them at 1-844-612-2322. The department is planning to dismantle more information to support affected operators. Spokesperson David Hafner told MJ Biz Daily on Thursday, and in a quote says, "We will be posting information on our website for licensees who have been affected by the fires, and they can learn more about the disaster relief," he said. As of Thursday afternoon, Southern California Edison reported 367,476 customers were without power, likely presenting another challenge for some marijuana businesses. The outages were primarily caused by damaging high winds and public safety shutoffs. The economic toll from the largest natural disaster in Los Angeles history could top $50 billion with a B dollars, the New York Times reported. And they say in a quote, "It's going to be a very long recovery," Hines said.
It's going to be more than 50 billion by the time they're done. You know that. So it's going to be hundreds of billions, I'm sure.
With a B.
What do you know about you see how like when they had the video of like the burnt out lots and then all the gas is still fucking flowing though. You're just like, this is nuts. Like there's still just torching, like, so you're like, didn't even matter if the fucking fire went out. They still had like, they literally had the fucking gas just flowing, you know? It's just like, nobody turned that off. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you have obviously having not, I mean,
Do we think this is a planned thing? Do we think this was a
That's a Patreon topic.
Well, no, the thing is, I mean, the mismanagement's obvious. That's
well, I mean,
as far as
Democrats mismanage everything, so that's no surprise.
Right. And then on top, well, the forest thing is like, we already knew that forever. And like, I think Rogan did it like a couple of years ago. He was like, when he moved to Austin, pretty much, he was like, got to get out of there. That place, you know, he literally talked to a fireman who just said, yeah, it just takes the right conditions, you know, the right wind, the right prompt, sustained wind, start a fire, bam. So it was like the formula was already well known, like that could happen. So
it happened here.
There's so much old wooden things that were there from forever ago that that anything that was like that was tinder, literally. So the wind is the deal.
Remember what happened here, man. The Marshall Fire started with a tiny little bit of embers, and the winds were over 100 miles an hour. That was all it took. I mean, and they were saying, no, it'll never jump the highway. Can't ever do anything like that. And then it's jumping highways, and then it's burning, 1,000 homes.
Yeah, and then it did the Home Depots and everything were going down. Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was great. That was a crazy, crazy day. What they're going through right now is utter devastation, and I feel so bad.
It's terrible, straight up, bro. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like it's terrible. It's super sad. I know tons of people that have lost everything that they've had in life. You know what I'm saying? Their whole.
Well, that's the thing too. Every time I'd go to Cali, all my friends always had like, really good situations, oh, I've been living here for 30 years, you know what I mean? And I always was like, man, you're lucky. They always had these spots that were like, you could never get it now, you know what I mean? And it was like these things that were built when there was no codes, and now the codes are impossible. So like if you need to rebuild there, that's when again it's going to be crazy, because I don't think anybody many people do realize, because they've tried to do it for years out there. But when you try to build something in Cali, there's so much red tape to go through. It's ridiculous. Like it's one of the most complicated, especially like, because of so many regulations, it's out of control. So then, hopefully timing wise might be perfect timing for that. Cut a bunch of that bullshit, because at the end of the day, there's no way they could do it the way that the system is set up. Like if the way the system set, it would take 3 years for anybody to take them a year before they could clean it up. You know what I mean? They'd be like, no.
Bill Maher talked about it. Bill Maher talked about it taking like 5 years to get solar in his house because of California.
No, there was another person I was listening to, and they were like, they said like they had a lot, and they had to clean it out the lot, but they had to get the permits to clean the lot, and it took a year to do that. So I was like, come on now, it takes us a year to like let me clean my fucking thing that I own. You know what I mean? Like, no, yeah, you gotta wait.
Did either of you guys see the press conference that Joe Biden did with Gavin Newsom today or yesterday?
I saw parts. I saw the highlights.
Despicable.
Whatever. Yeah.
Despicable. Okay, hold on. Joe Biden, as the president of the United States, is saying how it's such a tragedy that this happened and standing right next to Gavin Newsom. And then you know what he goes into? But the good news is I'm a great grandfather.
That's what I saw. It was terrible.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
It was the same as he did in Hawaii when the Hawaii thing went down. He said, he talked about his car. It was like, yeah, I had that Corvette and I didn't want to. It was like everybody was like, I just lost their entire everything. And you're talking about your Corvette that you had a fire at your house that you thought you might lose it and you didn't. It's like there's really zero reason to even bring that up. Bro. Yeah, no, I know. Clown show for sure in that department. But it's also like the thing about Cali was, like I was saying before, is like all my friends that lived out there, they had always had just been available. Like there's always like the coolest shit because it's Cali, right? So people ended up with, oh, that's from the fucking whatever. It was like you go into people's houses and they had like it was like the memorabilia capital of America for sure, because it was just like that kind of vibe and that kind of shit is like it's crazy how much of that kind of, because no one's taking any of that. They grab their papers, they're grabbing their fucking passports and their kid and then out the door. You know what I mean? Most people didn't have a chance to take much with them. And the speed that it was, when it was a 2 football fields a minute or something ridiculous, it was just like nuts. You were just like, okay, that is not even thinkable at that point, because it's just coming.
No, they had to. You had to hop in any car to get out. And
then think about LA with cars, and it's like, oh yeah, so everybody's on the like that is not working either. You know what I mean? Just like combination of ability to leave. It's not a good city for that. And then just and the same in Hawaii. But again, same in Hawaii. They told everybody to go back up the hill in Hawaii, like go up towards the fire. Like
you know what the common denominator is?
Somebody in charge.
Expensive real estate.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you saw the 2028.
I think this shit is all set up, bro. Personally, I think this shit is a total setup. I think this was orchestrated.
Come on,
they have
don't be.
They have the
wrong
proposed smart city 2028 already kind of all like ready to go. So it's like, oh, how are you gonna do that?
Burn it down.
Hey, thanks for coming on. We got to do some ads and pay the bills. We appreciate you.
Well, then the shitty part is that there is people out there right now there's 100% people out there fucking lighting shit up just because they're trying to rob neighborhoods.
Did you see the one guy that they caught near Calabasas, and they said he was a potential arsonist, and this guy looked like a straight up dope fiend, and he got caught with a blowtorch, and he was like, oh yeah, no, I use it to light my da-da-da-da-da. They're like, why don't you just have a lighter? He's like, I can't afford a lighter. But you got a freaking blowtorch out in the boonies, where there's tons of brush.
No, I know. And then it's definitely because there's a lot of opportunity. Like there was people in the neighborhoods that like 100 kids on scooters just rolled up into like the rich neighborhoods and started going through all the doors. And people were still in there.
There's news reports of organized crime where these guys are just straight looting, very, very organized too.
Yeah, no, I know it's pretty scary. That's where it gets really crazy. And if they, what happened with the
one good thing? The one good thing, I guess, is that there are no reports of them eating the cats or eating the dogs.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Not yet. You guys don't worry. That's on the menu soon. I'm sure. A lot of. I mean, the crazy part too is that there's so many homeless people there that are like they live outdoors on a 24/7 basis. So for them, this is like their golden moment basically, because they don't have they have nothing to lose and all to gain. And then you have all these people that are literally put into like, I mean, you can imagine the situations of coming back to your house. You definitely ain't got no power. You know what I mean? You're gonna get nothing. And now what are you going to do? So even if it's still standing, it's even worse almost. Crazy.
All right. So come on down to So High Cafe, grab some barbecue. If you're a podcaster, you should understand that Mark just got the greatest compliment along with Vinnie from James Bean, so that you can come down to the studio any night but Friday and
sound great.
Broadcast your podcast. Before we go on. Or after.
No, just come down. You can watch the live taping of the
I was saying if you wanted to podcast and you wanted to broadcast.
Well, in that case, Fridays and Sundays are booked up currently.
Definitely not Friday. Definitely not Sunday.
Sunday
or maybe later on Sunday.
Yeah,
but if you have some vinyl, bring it on down. You can play some records, eat some barbecue. Get on down. So High Cafe, 4300 West Alameda, Denver, Colorado. Ozo Coffee.
You go to Ozo Coffee. I asked him. It's got try Done Deal 2024. We'll see if they change.
I got a breaking news report, you guys.
Oh, here we go. See, that's why you're here. Shit's going
Mark
down.
Mark Zuckerberg. You ready for this?
What, Dana Whiteswag?
Mark Zuckerberg has ordered Meta offices to remove tampons from men's bathrooms, per the New York Times.
Oh wow, we're really progressing now.
The big deal.
It is. Why were they there? They were there in the first place. Is ridiculous.
You're telling me.
The fact that we have to remove them is already too much.
Great breaking news. Okay, So
Breaking
High
news.
Cafe.
Breaking.
4300 West Alameda, On Point Barbecue.
Where's Dave going to get his
Burnt
tampons
ends.
from now?
Burnt ends, brisket, mac and cheese. Come on down. He's got wings too.
Dude, that's the one thing I'm missing tonight. I have no mac and cheese. I'm having kind of withdrawals.
Ozo
Vinnie.
Coffee.
Ozo
Vinnie does a
Coffee. The
bomb
code
mac
is
and cheese.
Can I tell you the biggest
code
the
is
big-
Done
the
Deal
biggest-
2024. All you
What's
got to
the
do
deal?
is
What do you got to talk about?
enter Done Deal 2024 at ozocoffee.com. You'll get
It might
20%
work.
off
It might
everything.
not work.
If it doesn't
That's
work, try
DUNN deal.
try
That's right.
2025.
Yes.
DUNN, my friend.
NN deal. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you got going on? What's his next?
I was just gonna say, the biggest tragedy in all of this is the fact that cannabis is still a Schedule I drug, and all these cannabis businesses that are affected by all of these fires and whatnot are not going to be eligible for any of the federal relief that they put and offer to every other business that is affected by these fires.
I
That's
guess
true.
your boy
And
better
it
do
sounds
something
like
about
we're-
that.
Sounds like we're lucky though that since we're so bad and evil and we can't be seen in the nice neighborhoods, that we've been pushed into the undesirable areas which have been unaffected. So isn't that coincidental? Luck's on our side once again. You know,
Who's next, Mark?
Is it really luck?
Buildasoil.com.
Well,
855
no, definitely not.
877 soil. Buildasoil.com. Just tell them you
I
heard
love
about it on the
Build
Adam
Soil.
Dunn show.
I love
They'll
to
take
play
real
in the
good care of
dirt.
you.
Build Soil is the shit. They definitely have the best inputs for growing organically. They have stuff for mushroom growing. They have our buddy Miles's plant ferments that are amazing, and you can get the Done Deal. The only way to get the Done Deal is to call them. You cannot use the website because we're too complicated for that. So you have to call them at 855-877-SOIL. So you need that Done Deal. And if you have any kind of, if you need any inquiries, these guys are like on point. Like every single person who works there grows weed, so they know what's up. And it's not like you're tiptoeing back in the day around tomato fucking, would you know my tomatoes? None of that shit. You just got questions, they'll answer it, and they'll help you out.
Yo tip.
Go to yotip.com. Enter Done Deal at checkout. You'll get 10% off everything you order. It's just a better way to smoke. Really think about it. You're in a circle, sharing a joint with someone, with anyone.
With him,
multiple
imagine this
people.
guy. Imagine with Jason. Who knows what he's doing?
Yeah, who the hell knows?
I don't share joints.
What has he
There you go.
touched? What have they touched? What goes on? Did they wash their hands? Did they need to?
I always wash my hands.
So you go to yotip.com, enter Done Deal at checkout, or you find them on Instagram at
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you do
LLC.
it. It's the other guys.
Tell them you heard about it on
That's
the
why I
Adam
don't
Dunn
trust
Show.
them.
Stay safe.
That's why
It's
I
a
don't
better
pass
way
with
to
so many
smoke.
dirty hippies out here.
He's talking to
Green
you,
Farms
Dave.
Med.
Yeah.
Green Farms Med. If you're in Colorado Springs and you have a medical card, you can go check out them at the moment, but soon come we'll be doing retail sales up in Denver. We're working on it. Hopefully by March, I think we're going to be able to, or even maybe a little sooner. Actually, we'll be able to.
I have a Colorado question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Oh, goodness.
Colorado Springs. So
Yes.
they had their voter initiative. That thing, right? How is that going to get implemented? Because like there was like this confusion. There was two counter.
Oh, they had the worst.
things.
They had the worst ballot, like the ballot thing when you were there. It was like, vote here, and you thought, okay, if you vote here, basically both of them were like opposite. Like it was the way that they did it was so fucked. Like you were like, wait a minute, if I do this one, yes, and I do that one, no, and it was like, oh shit, I think I fucked up. And then people got all confused, and so but in the end, they like it because we were. I was sitting there with JW when he heard the news, and he's literally had the same spot for 8 years, medical only, with the intention of like, it's got to go at some point, right? I mean, it's got to happen. And so he was like, yep, once again, didn't happen. And then I'm sitting with him and he gets a call and it's like one of those, like, what do you mean? Are you sure? Okay, really? And then he put the phone down. He was like, seems like they recounted or something.
We covered this on High at 9 News.
And so he was like in shock, but it hasn't happened. And like, if anybody's gonna he's been there long enough that there's no question asked that if it happens, he's going to be the one who's going to get the first, license or whatever, just because he's been literally waiting forever for it. So we'll see. I'll keep you informed as it happens, because
please let me know. Yeah, most definitely.
It's the military and the bases and all that shit.
No, it's not. It's what's his name? It's Dobson. It's the focus on the family, bro. That's what it is.
Okay, well, they don't get much help from the fact that the military are there. They don't like it.
It has nothing to do with the military, bro. Too many vets want cannabis. I'm not buying this military for 1 second. It's focused.
Well, and definitely vets, but I mean, they're active because there's such active bases there that they were like more worried about the guys are going to go out and smoke weed or eat gummies or whatever. You know what I mean? But they're all doing kratom and fucking other drugs. They do drugs that they know they don't test for. Well, farmies mostly, of course. They're allowed to.
But if they got a med card, they can go to greenfarmsmed.com.
Or if you don't have a med card, you go to holoshealth.org. You tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show. They'll give you 20% off your medical cannabis evaluation. He's also doing psilocybin therapy. It's Dr. Joe Cohen. He was an obstetrician for 35 years. He's been in the cannabis industry since it began here in Colorado. Great guy.
If he's delivered babies, he can get you through a trip to your own. Hey, come on, you can make it.
Holoshealth.org. Green Bros.
Go to greenbros.com. Everything you need after the harvest, made in Las Vegas. Just if you're hand trimming right now, try a Green Bros machine, and you'll see you can put some people to other work within your company. Tumblers, trimmers, grinders, greenbros.com. Tell them you heard about it on the show.
So we got the test results.
Tell them to hit me up. I like Green Bros. Their stuff actually, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that use those.
Yeah, you can help us make some sales out there, I'm sure. They do work really well. And the thing about Green Bros too is like that Alchemist that we used that one time, Dave. Yeah. We did that at the demo. We got the results back. It hit like about 52% THC or something like that, 51.8, I think. But it was like really, it took 3 minutes or something, less than 3 minutes, 2 minutes to whip it up. That machine's clean and nice. It was a good.
Yeah, and if you're a breeder too,
it's only clean when you use 90% alcohol, Adam.
Oh, well, that's for cleaning it in between.
If you're a breeder,
between cycles for sure.
You clean in between.
Yes, every crevice, every crack, every crevice and a crack.
You can drop your plant into the grinder, the G-Light grinder, and it will separate out your seed from all of your plant material.
Because we know a lot of the weed in Colorado has seeds.
No, we're breeders. You just said if you're a breeder.
Oh.
You're intentional.
Pay
seeds.
attention.
Intentional.
Greenbros.com.
Sorry.
And if you're into concentrates and you're in Denver and Oklahoma, go check out apothecaryfarms.com. They have their store on Federal, and you should go check them out. $22 for a gram of their premium BHO product, the Apothecary Farms Ambrosia. And they have 2 tiers of rosin as well. Some rosin that is the same price, and then they have some.
Dude, we have some fire coming back from them. They just processed for us and stuff.
Hell yeah!
Fuck. They were like, they were It was some throw your head back shit. Terpy.
So go visit the Federal store here in Denver and tell them that Mark sent you from the Adam Dunn Show.
No, you really don't want to add that last.
Don't add the last part. All right.
Don't even say Adam Dunn Show. That'll get you banned from the show.
Dabx.com.
So right now, best prices ever. You go to dabx.com. That $199 becomes $159. When
You want a different
Dunn
color?
deal at checkout. Black, red, silver. I think there was even a white one, but they might be out of stock on that one. So you go to the dabx.com, Dunn deal at checkout, check out the rocket, turns any dab rig you already have, any piece of glass.
That thing rocks.
Into a rig.
It rockets. It rockets, brah.
Remember, 20% off when you enter Dunn deal at checkout.
14er Boulder.
Same thing, 14erboulder.com, Dunn deal at checkout, 20% off every time you use the code. These 8-gram tubs are amazing. Everything they sell, they make themselves. So even though that tincture is made by Marcaja, it's all 14er ingredient. So you go to 14erboulder.com, you place a pre-order, and you enter Dunn deal at checkout. Who's here?
Their rosin, dude. Price for
$22 a gram.
Is amazing.
Why is their name 14er?
Because of Colorado.
Why not 16er?
Stundenglass.com.
That's a half an eight.
You enter Dunn deal at checkout, you get 23% off everything at Stundenglass.
Altitude, brah. Altitude.
What, 1,400 feet high?
Yeah.
1,000 schmuck.
Rocky Mountain High. Go check them out on the 6th at the old River Rock location. They got all kinds of good shit. They had a really good deal on some Wana there, and they carry 710, Dab Logic, and I forgot who does the sugar, but it's a in-house sugar, I think. Believe so.
Well, so they're 14,000 feet in the air.
It's mile high.
Yeah, there's certain.
So then hold on. So then if they produce the shit, did they say that all our shit runs downhill?
Pretty much.
Hortitecdirect.com.
The next meeting.
See, they should be a sponsor of ours because I can come up with these
Next-gen greenhouses. You go to hortitecdirect.com. You tell them you heard about it on the show. They'll give you 5% off your order and 6 brushes for free.
I need brushes. I need some more. Tell them we need some updated brushes. I need them for the team.
Terpwipes.com/done deal. That's the only thing you need to do to get the subscription to Terpwipes. If you have a Dabx, is the only thing you're going to need to do a little clean on the go. Terpwipes.com. Numb nuts.
Right here, numb nuts.
Oh, fuck. I missed out.
It'll stay here for you.
I don't trust you guys.
You want me to take it home and bring it back to you?
We already DV'd out Adam's share.
Definitely
Numb nuts, really?
You want me to leave it here, right? Yeah.
Of course I want you to leave it there.
THC and CBD infused nut butters. CBD can be shipped to your door. You can order it on the website. And if you hit Find Our Nuts in the corner over here, you can find 1,000 milligram tubs of THC infused peanut butter. Numbnutsco.com.
Those are good.
Boulder
Do
Bill.
they have something for people that are allergic to peanuts?
Well, that would be hard.
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do. They actually have an almond butter.
Almond
right?
butter.
They have almond butter, cinnamon almond butter.
Yeah. So you go to boulderbuilt.com, tell them you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show. They'll take really good care of you. Their flour is amazing. So our friends Brian and Natalie, they took over cultivation for them. It is on point. Go to Boulder Built on Arapahoe and 53rd, right behind the Wendy's.
I think that's one of the coolest named streets in all of Colorado. Arapahoe.
I know where your brain's going. You're not even thinking, you're not thinking it on the
SunscapeLED.com. You clean these with a pressure washer. You should unplug them. Adam doesn't. Maybe don't do what Adam does. They were designed for the Chinese mining industry. They just don't fail. He has
They're designed for the
controllers.
Chinese?
They all work together. You want to go to
mining
Sunscape
industry,
LED.
yeah.
Tell me you heard about it on the Adam Dunn Show.
Because they care about all their workers down there in the mines in
Jerome
China. It's well
Baker.
known. It's a well-known fact that they really care about all those workers down there.
China.
JeromeBaker.com.
That's
This
right,
fellow's
Jerome
been
Baker.
called
If
the
you've
chillest
been
dude in
smoking
America.
weed for 30, 40 years, like some of the people around here, you would know these guys because they have been around since 1991, throwing down one of Snotty's 7th student, I believe it was, or something like that. So
Yes,
he's been
he was.
just
Adam,
incredible.
I really like the fact that they're showing the patriotic ones with these American flags on here. I love
That's
this
for you,
part
dude.
right
We
here.
put that up just
Yeah,
for
just
you.
for you.
I so
We knew-
appreciate that. You know what I
Just
mean?
for
I
you.
love America.
I love America. I know. Well, we can see that. We can see that by your dark MAGA.
That's right.
Representation right now. Do the dance when every time I say dark
jerk
MAGA,
off two guys.
You have to go like that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Good job.
Got you, bro.
But yeah, Jerome Baker
I said easy, big fella.
Quintessential stoner fucking piece, because that thing will never fail you compared to like all these triple perk combos and never clean possibility pieces is the straight shot tubes, but they're built to last. And when we were doing our show from that place, wasn't that awesome, Dave? When that guy was buying it, and then he was sitting down watching us at the end of the show, and he had it, and he was holding it like it was his girlfriend. And she's like so happy, and he was like, "I just got a new drug. I had this for how long? It was like 25 years ago. Just like it was his. He was so in heaven. It was awesome. So
support the red, white, and blue by smoking some green out of a Jerome Baker Americana line.
Wow.
Nice.
Today. Now, if George Washington had a bong, this is one that he would have as well.
Great. JeromeBaker.com.
Take it, print it. Perfect.
This show is brought to you by SeatsHereNow.com.
You have to be quiet now.
And IWantClones.com.
Whoa, this is his moment to shine right here.
Whoa, no, well, I don't have a read. I'm doing this all off the top of my head. So there's a flash sale, 40% off Gibbscuts Genetics. And let's see, the flavor of the month is chocolate, so there's 20% off all chocolate strains. Wait,
don't interrupt him. Let him go. Let him go.
Gibbscuts.
Gibbscuts.
Yep, Gibbscuts.
Is it Russian?
It's German.
I will check it out here in a second. But the breeder of the month is Exotic Genetics, and there's 20% off all their genetics.
Polish,
here,
actually.
so
It's gonna be Polish, I think.
Tons of stuff. You can get Adam's Genetics here too, I'm sure, right? Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Gibbs Cuts.
It's Gibbs Cuts.
Gibbs Cuts.
Gibbs Cuts.
It's Gibbs. It's American.
Gibbs Cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So
We're
that's
not,
on sale right now too.
Russian,
so if you also want to get live genetics shipped to your house, we got IWantClones.com. The future of cannabis clones, premium quality, clean, and authentic, no bullshit. Shop now.
Do they ship across state lines?
I don't know.
Fuck yeah. Anywhere.
How much do these new drugs cost?
SeatsHereNow.com.
What company is this?
IWantClones.com.
IWantClones.com.
Well, IWantClones.com. You should consider sponsoring High at 9 News. You guys are watching this thing.
He's watching right now.
And also, if you want to support the show, AdamDunnShow.com/show merch. You can get the cult jacket, and if you take a picture in it, Adam will send you some seeds.
There you go.
They might be crushed, but you might get them still.
That's fine. Go. Crushed but good. Good enough.
All right.
No, for sure, guys.
Or would the seeds, once you have the seeds, you just be crushing it?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, if they survive shipping.
Fuck, this guy.
There's so many good opportunities sometimes.
I know. Well, that's we actually got them all. Once you say it, it's ours forever. So we own that now. Mm-hmm. We own it. You did it on our show. It's like you working for us now. You're working for me, bitch. Now it's kind of I own all the things you said.
They're calling for Mitch.
We actually don't.
They want Mitch again.
They're calling for Mitch again.
We're gonna do an AI. We're gonna do an AI version of Jason Beck.
Oh boy.
Just do everything. Ask it anything.
Hope you guys come up with some good songs for me to sing.
Oh, don't you worry.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you'll be doing them all.
We got you. We got
a lot of
you.
P. Diddy
Hey,
stuff.
thank you for coming on.
A lot of P. Diddy songs. You know, the whole collection.
We do appreciate you, Jason, even though, you know.
It's like having family. It's like having family on the show. We can all go home. Get to razz each other up.
It's just like the holidays. You got that one relative that comes in and tells you all the truth about everything.
Oh yeah, you're that guy. You're the crazy uncle.
Guy. Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah. Good.
Okay,
the one you don't leave alone with your kids. Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Come back not anytime soon.
You're bad people. I'm gonna get the fuck away from you.
Don't listen to Dave or Mark.
So mean. Dave's always so mean.
You can come back.
Makes me want to go into one of those pink rooms and cry.
Yeah, that's why. Pink rooms and cry.
Oh, you should go to the anger room and smash stuff. Yeah. That's even better. Where? All right, Jason. Nice talking to you again.
All right, you guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. Shout out to everybody watching the Adam Dunn Show tonight. These guys do a fantastic job.
Keeping you entertained.
You know
trying to keep people out there entertained.
We used to take days.
Sometimes learning, and sometimes learning stuff.
Stay dry and stay high.
And I can say whatever I want now, and I can never get canceled.
There you go. Perfect. All right, man. Thank you for listening. And if you want to listen to Patreon,
One thing.
He won't go away.
Make sure that you all tune in to High at 9 News, America's #1 daily cannabis news show every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific and high noon on the East Coast. You can watch us on YouTube, Rumble, X, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and on our very own website at www.high9news.com. But please, if you're on X, make sure that you subscribe to us. We are trying to grow our X audience right now. And also make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube as well. We are really growing at a fast pace. And we appreciate all of your help in helping us hit these goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, man. And if you guys want to hang out for another hour or so, we'll be on Patreon in a little bit. If you are a member, you already know that. And if you're not, then just fucking join up and hang out.
Just a shout out.
We talk about you. We talk mostly about the guests that are on the show.
Jason.
I'm watching it so we can talk about them after. Like, what a fuck.
You guys never invited me on that.
For those of you, you're welcome to come back on. For those of you who are not Patreon members,
you can actually come on. It's on the same link that you're on right now. You can come on whenever if you want to. If you're bored an hour and you can technically make it work, because I don't know if you might be by yourself.
It's Friday night. You have nothing to do. Anyway,
what we could do is we could watch your show on our show, and we can all laugh at your.
We could do that.
I'd love to give a shout out to anyone out there who doesn't understand what Patreon is. You get to follow along with Adam's Garden week after week.
You get to hang out in my garden. You get to go see my little world.
It's really what was
hanging out with a whole bunch of girls that don't talk back. I love it, Adam.
That was my big joke back in the day. I would be like, man, especially when I had I was on a bunk bed and I had plants growing below me, and I'd be like, every night I'm sleeping with 12 ladies, 12 ladies every night. But,
getting it, baby.
Don't encourage him, Adam, please.
Yeah.
Oh, I know all about that.
Shout out to my beautiful wife, Cece. She knows what's up. So
that's actually encouraging Adam and Dave. You got to be a little less sensitive sometimes.
Oh goodness,
that's his job. His job is to be the sensitive guy in the corner.
No, we can talk about that on Patreon.
He goes completely reverse on Patreon. He becomes really crazy. Goes nuts. Starts yelling.
I know. He does that to me on the phone.
Come back on Patreon. I don't talk to you on the phone. Come back on Patreon.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks
again. Thank you guys for listening. And look at that 7-Eleven. We're pretty on point. Yeah. Pretty on point, guys. We usually are not on point like that. Today, magically, we were on point. So on Patreon, I will have the videos, and I don't know if Katie shows up.
Yeah, bat signal to the landlady.
I can already see what?
Bat signal to the landlady.
Okay, yeah. So bat signal to the landlady. So it's all on you. If you show up, then Patreon is hanging out, and we're going to keep going. If not, Dave's going to run away because he has no loyalty to Patreon.
And then Katie, you come in with the bass.
So also on Patreon you get
how's your dog doing, by the way? How's the dog?
You get a link to Patreon. You get a link to chat with the crew on Patreon.
Oh, you can have and Patreon. It's all you, dude. You come in, you do what you want. You can.
Damn! You missed out, Adam. I'm just saying, you missed out.
Missed out, bro.
Not going to break the fourth wall and say who walked in.
But he probably just saw Mitch.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys for Patreon.
All right. Peace.
Dave got the runs. Oh shit.
Bum.
Oh fuck yeah.
I fuck yeah. I fuck you. I fuck me. Austin Powers, we can get that one. A fuck you, a fuck me. Fuck you, a fuck me.
So Mike Electronica dropped by to say hi, and you weren't here.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Classic.
Yeah.
We're still streaming, just so you guys know. I'll stop it here in a second.
Mike Electronica, peace out.